test.
Get ready for the ultimate sports experience. Join former University of Michigan star and NFL sensation Braylon Edwards alongside the charismatic Shep.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown Michigan!
As they break down the latest in sports like never before. Tune into the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards!
Weekdays from 2 to 4 p.m. only on the Woodward Sports Network. Don't miss out on hot topics, insider insights, and the banter that keeps you coming back for more.
On location, what is going on? This is the Braylon Edwards Show with Anson and KG today, and today is going to be a great one. We're out in Washington, Michigan, if you will, at Art and Jake's, and we tell you we only partner with people that we love. We only partner with people that we vibe with, and we partner with people that are real, man. And Art and Jake's out in Washington, the original, the OG.
That's right.
Anson, before we get into the news, because there is some breaking news if you're a Pistons fan. Woo,
Man.
Here's some breaking news, and we'll get into the NCAA tournament as well as a couple moves that the Lions made between yesterday and today. But before we do all that, Anson, set us up. We're in your hometown. We're in your area. You took me to the Jack Frost Auto Museum a little bit earlier.
That's right.
Talk about this area, why it's so special to you.
Well, I did grow up here. This is the Dub Township, as we call it. Neil also lives out here. Romeo, just north of us. Beautiful place to grow up. The land of the orchards. And as you mentioned, we do have the Jack Frost Auto Museum up here. We're going to bring my old man up here. He's here today with this girl. This is home, and this is the first Art and Jake's. My dad brought me here right when they opened. We love this place. We've gone and patronized all the other ones that they've opened up. And our partnership with Art and Jake's this year, it's been fantastic. We've been to Northville. We've been here. I mean, there's so many locations, and they are the perfect place to take in a game. Nowhere better to take in the first day of the NCAA tournament than here, Art and Jake's, the original in Washington Township.
I hate to fact check you, Anson, but it is the second location technically. We had Tony on earlier, and he confirmed it is technically the second location. So I got to do the owner credit and give them their props.
Where was it?
Where do you remember?
He never said where the
I don't
first
think
one
he
was.
said where the original was because the question was.
So it sounds like till y'all figured out
I got to roll that one back a little bit,
Go ahead
gentlemen.
and take it back. And also, as you hear, Justin Satawa will be joining us today, replacing Kool-Aid. Man, Justin, glad to have you. Supposed to have you yesterday, talk a little Red Wings. We'll do that in the second hour.
It's a pleasure.
100% big game tonight for the Detroit Red Wings.
Massive.
So we'll talk about that and want your thoughts on that. But let's jump into it. KG, always good to do a show with you.
Oh, man.
Always.
You know, I'm
Like
glad-
old times.
See, I'm glad you're here. You know, the further you go out, when you start to see two pickups in the driveway,
Man.
and the driveways don't necessarily have cement, you get a little worried as a brother, right?
Yeah, or when you get off the freeway and it's still a freeway. Like, I don't understand.
Uh-oh,
But
where am I going?
That right, for real.
What's
but,
it looking like?
You know, I feel pretty safe out here in the Dub Township. We got a couple, white people with us, so I feel okay.
This is going to be dope, man.
We
Washington
got
is
you.
actually
We
a
got
good
you.
township. It's a lot of love. As soon as I walk through the door,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, this is
Well,
gonna
it's
be
different
good.
for you. You're a legend, so.
I'm just a nice guy.
Oh, okay.
That happens to be a legend. But speaking of legends in the making, if you will, Cade Cunningham was in the MVP running this year, as well as first-team All-Pro. Today it's announced that he has a collapsed lung and will miss some time. How much time, we do not know. It's been estimated up to 6 weeks and also as short as 2 weeks. Very tricky when you talk about collapsed lung because for what it sounds, collapsed lung sounds like a major deal.
Absolutely.
It's not necessarily as major as a deal as it sounds. But let's talk turkey. Let's talk facts. Anson, I'll start with you first. What does this do as it relates to Detroit's prowess and where they thought they were going to go this year?
Well, there's quite a few things. First and foremost, Cade Cunningham probably is ineligible for MVP at this point. He needs to play 4 more games to be eligible for that 65-game threshold. It's probably not going to happen. Big concern at this point for the Detroit Pistons and their fan base, can we hold on to that number 1 seed? Boston won last night. They have 13 games left.
We talked about that yesterday.
Yeah, Pistons with 14 left, 7-7 on the road and at home. If they go 7-7, at that point, Boston would have to go 12-1 to get biased because we do hold that tiebreaker. I think that the Pistons could hold on to this. My biggest concern, though, when you talk about a guy like Cade Cunningham who's just been on a roll, you sit him down for a few weeks, he loses that consistency, loses the vibe, and then you're talking about bringing him back for the playoffs where you're going to need him to put heavy minutes in. You're going to see some series, maybe go 7 games. What's his conditioning like? Obviously, he's going to be on the shelf for a few weeks, so that's going to impact him. But now you're talking about you're tired, you're trying to come back from this, and you've got some lungs that are an issue. So I'm worried about his conditioning first and foremost.
KZ, I'm going to ask you a question. Before we get into Cade and what he's going to be like once he comes back, let's just talk about the schedule. Can the Pistons maintain? You look at the schedule coming up. Wizards tonight, you know they're pushovers, but after that, you got the Warriors, the Lakers, you got the Hawks, who are also in the playoffs. They may end up seeing the Hawks in the first round. Pelicans, Timberwolves, Thunder, Raptors, Timberwolves, 76ers, Magic, Bucks, and Thunder again.
Eesh. Yeah, they got a little bit of a gauntlet down the stretch. I still feel like they can maintain the number 1 seed. But if they don't, it's not the end of the world to me. We've seen how this team can play without Cade this season, and they've done a pretty good job of that. So I'm not worried about the regular season per se, but I am worried about Cade's health if this stretches beyond the 2-week, reevaluation period. Because in the playoffs, you need your guys, man. Simply, you need Cade to be out there. There's no one on this team that can make up the type of production that Cade provided for you. And I hate to be the, a broken record here, but I was one of those people screaming, you got to make some type of extra move at the deadline to get some secondary scoring in here, or just somebody else that you can rely on, because I wonder where the baskets are going to come from when you have Cade sidelined with this issue, and even once he comes back, to Anson's point.
Yeah, 100%, and that has been the conversation all year. Anson, I come back to you with the same conversation. The Pistons, let's say there is no Cade. Let's say there is no Cade for the first round of the playoffs. What do the Pistons look like if they're lined up against? Because it'd be one of two teams as of now. It'd be the Charlotte Hornets or it'd be the Atlanta Hawks. What do the Detroit Pistons look like against those teams without Cade Cunningham?
I'm not worried about the Hawks.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Who look a lot better this season after the move of Trae Young.
Kuminga, baby. We talked about Kuminga.
We did, a whole new player.
Yep.
And shout out to the Atlanta Hawks. That's one of the issues I think that the NBA is facing, is players getting buried because coaches trying to get them to try to fit their style of play. And that's what you saw with Steve Kerr. He wanted Kuminga to fit what they did out in Golden State. That's not his game.
All they did was butt heads. He didn't get any game out of them. They just butt heads. And you see, I don't know if you saw the 74-foot pass he threw at the end of the game to try and get an oop, but it went right in. I'm not worried about Atlanta. They're a scrappy team. I know that we get by them without Cade. Now, talk about Charlotte, talking about our guy Brendan's guy, Concanupel, talking about LaMelo, and my guy Brandon Miller. This is the making of a true big three. Very young, early stages, but that's a true big three. I still think Pistons will be able to get by them in a 7-game series. But that's a matchup that you don't even want to give them any kind of confidence. And without Cade Cunningham, they're going to be playing. They're going to be playing with plenty of confidence. That's a team you want to stay away from in the first round and in the next couple of years. Either one of those teams, I still think we get by. It's that second round you got to have them back for.
Somebody has to step up for the Detroit Pistons from now into the playoffs, and even in the playoffs, maybe even with a Cade that's trying to figure out his shape, or no Cade. Who's that guy going to be?
Jaden Ivey.
This guy right here. Man,
Jaden Ivey found Christ, okay? It's over for him, all right?
Who's going to be the guy to step up for the Pistons? Is it going to be Jalen Duren, who we've seen step up at times, but now you're talking about going in a best of 7 series. And then also, who's the X factor that has to now step up? Who's the guy and who's the X factor?
That's a good question. Jalen Duren, I mean, that's not a bad choice, but him offensively, I just don't see them running the offense through Jalen Duren. As great as he's been really, really good. I'm looking at two people. Neil brought up the first name earlier, Karis LeVert. And, yes, I do understand the season that he's having. I've been one of the people on the side saying, just give him time. Toward the end of the season, he's a vet. Yeah, and rightfully so. But you do need him to step up in this situation because he can do all the things Cade can do except maybe defense. That's the only thing you're really losing in terms of what Cade can provide versus what Karis LeVert can provide. But offensively, he can dish the rock. You can run the offense through him. He can shoot when he's feeling it on nights. You see him play really well, especially with the starters. So I think that's the guy that needs to step up the most. The X factor, Dennis Jenkins. Because you need that backup point presence that we haven't truly had this season, but Dennis Jenkins came on strong. We all know he got paid. He's been struggling now. People are kind of starting to turn against him. I literally saw somebody in the chat say Dan Ash Jenkins the other day, and it's like, all right, let's not go that far, but I feel like for the things he can provide for you, you need that punch off the bench, and he can give you that.
Anson, what about you? Give me just the next factor. Not necessarily
I love those two.
Guy. Who's the next factor for you? Somebody that you need to outline, point out, and that's to step himself up right now.
The problem with Duren is when Cade's not there, so much that Cade creates for Duren is taken away.
A lot of offense.
It has to be a Sarr. You're going to see Asar handling the rock, bringing it up. Can Asar run the pick and roll with Jalen Duren? Can Asar establish and set up the offense so that Karis LeVert doesn't have to bring up the ball? Let him operate off the wing, off the run. It has to be Karis LeVert. He has to have an impact, but I think that this is the moment that we've all been waiting for Asar. You say he's untouchable. You say he's a piece of the future. This is his moment.
Yeah, 100%. If you hear anybody crashing out in the background making some loud noises, we're doing the show. That's nothing more than Justin Stout.
Mortgaging his future on the first 3 games.
Every single game
I've been muted for this whole time because I have respect for these professionals who are up here doing this right now. Shout out to them. Especially my boy Braylon. I don't get to share the airwaves with him very often, and I appreciate any chance I can. So
down payment on his next car is on Troy State right now.
Give us.
It is not. I have $10 on Troy.
Give us a quick synopsis. What are you thinking about Decay? First thoughts when you heard the news. What were your first thoughts?
Well, my first thoughts was I was pretty scared. I didn't realize it was more of a minor injury that like hearing like collapsed lung. I was like,
horrible, bro.
We're effed. But obviously, down a couple weeks, not the worst thing that could happen. Hopefully he's back by the second round of the playoffs. I do believe they can win a first-round playoff series without him. It's just going to be a matter of can we get him back for the playoffs. So I just hope so because he's so pivotal for this team. I think this team is still Cade dependent. I know that the winning percentage when he's out isn't down that much because it's still in the high 0.6s, but he's still the catalyst of this team. They can't truly win those big games without him. He's the takeover factor. He is their dog.
He's the closer.
He is their closer for sure.
This is what I thought about when I first heard what was going on. And welcome into the chat, man. We appreciate you guys, man.
Shout out.
We are with you. You are here with us live on location out in Washington, Michigan. But my first thoughts, Anson, Jay, and KG was, damn. Why is everything happening in Detroit?
I swear, bro.
Because, you guys have hooked me. You brought me in. I've been a Lions fan since 2021. I've been a Red Wings fan my whole life. Tigers, I got back on board in 2021. And the Pistons, I've always been there. But just watching these teams in the last 4 or 5 years, every single time it seems like these teams, these franchises are poised to do something. Here goes the biggest guy out. And we talk about 2024, a year where the Detroit Lions went 15-2. There was no Aiden Hutchinson. You talk about last year what the Lions was doing. You're missing Kirby Joseph. You're missing Brian Branch. Anzalone also went down in that 24 season. Sam Laporta, let's bring it to the Red Wings. Dylan Larkin's been hurt twice when the Red Wings in prime position. 2 seasons ago, he was injured in this season. He's injured right now in prime time. So when I wake up and I hear Cade Cunningham has a collapsed lung, I'm like, oh, the sky's falling. Here we go again. What has been going on in the last 4 years as it relates to Detroit health? My God.
They say there's lead in the water in Detroit, not just Flint. I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
It's definitely lead in Detroit water, I'll tell you.
You already know.
Tastes good, too. I ain't going to lie to you.
A little flavor.
1,000 cents. Speaking of lead, all right, brackets penciled in. Tournament started at 12. Can't change it. How you feeling about your brackets so far as we are 2 hours and 14 minutes into opening day, man?
So far, I'm trending good. I'm 3 games in. This TCU game is concerning me a little bit.
I see you guys over there biting your nails.
Yeah, man, but perfect bracket so far. I'm looking forward to it. I got 3 1s and a 2 going down to the Final Four. Michigan, Arizona, UConn, and who's the other number one?
You don't even know.
Yeah, nah. But
Duke.
Duke.
Okay,
But yeah, so
right.
but I think Michigan will take it all, of course. But they do need some things to go their way. Especially you're missing LJK sign. That's a big blow for the team. But if Michigan can go out there and play the type of basketball that we know they are capable of, they're hitting threes, they're playing defense, they're using that length. They can accomplish everything they still want to accomplish.
Let me give you a little update. Everybody right now has a perfect bracket. No game.
Well, true.
I'm just messing.
That is true.
Hey, Anson, do me a favor. Give me some upsets. I think every time we come here, what are you for? How'd you get to the Final Four? Give me some upsets. What are some games you chose that people might be like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Well, I do like the Missouri-Miami game. I think everybody's picking Miami to go far in this one. Not
people
a huge.
Just like Miami.
I like Miami.
It's all about the
Miami.
you.
Facts.
I like Miami.
Whenever I see Miami in anything, I'm a tend to lean that way just because they've been sold to us as a cool entity. But go ahead.
Yeah, for me, Missouri, they played Arkansas pretty damn well. They had a nice little run there. Strong conference. That's one that I'm going to keep an eye on. I do like McNeese to maybe beat Vanderbilt. They got a great player over there. VCU, you can never count out at all. A lot of people like Penn. I'm not necessarily there yet.
They look good, man. They
do.
Yeah, they beat Yale, and it looked good when they were doing it.
But I got to bring it back. I don't necessarily think they're going to win, but I've talked about this guy for the last 24 hours, California Baptiste, Dominique Daniels Jr. If you know who Julian Newman is, whether he annoys the hell out of you or not, take his quickness and add it to Ja Morant's game, and you are watching a kid that's going to have fun in the NBA and might put up 40 points in this first round. Make sure you watch the California Baptiste game. They are going up against Kansas. Louisville's a team that I think can do some damage. They've got 3 guys that I believe are in the top 50 of the players in this tournament. Ultimately, UConn.
Well, one of them's not playing until the second weekend.
Yeah. Now, Alabama, that guy that got busted.
Not playing.
Yeah. That's going to hurt.
So, here, let me throw some upsets out there because I'm a little more aggressive.
You know what?
Very much so.
Let's see what Justin has over there, man. What you got?
All right, well, I was riding Troy because they had a guy named Mexican Luca. I was really behind him.
Great
shout
analysis.
out Victor Valdez.
Hold on. You can't come over here and start up by saying, I was aggressive. Now people waiting for you moves. Like, well, there's this one guy called Mexican Luca.
You're right.
I have to cheer for that guy.
Well, no, they call him that on the ESPN broadcast. Okay. I'm not joking. And so, but I like South Florida here. It's not going my way yet, but they're really not shooting it from 3. They've made 3 out of 16 attempts, where Louisville's 7 for 16. I think there's a lot of opportunity there to get back into this game. I like Hofstra against Alabama. Their lead point guard just got arrested for marijuana.
Yeah.
So
couple pounds in the South.
Not legal everywhere, I see.
Hofstra has a lead guard named Dominic Cruz. He leads the attack as their point guard.
Cruz Davis.
Cruz Davis,
Stud.
thank you. I
Absolute
apologize,
stud.
but he's a stud. I think that guards win in March, so if you're looking for a guard mismatch of any, I think that's one that could be a advantage. And then for the rest of the way, I like Texas A&M against St. Mary's. I'm not really high on St. Mary's. And then Santa Clara against Kentucky. I just don't like Kentucky's game this year. I think they're, all the hype that Kentucky brings, the blue blood, but Santa Clara has played St. Mary's and Gonzaga tough both times they've played them. So I really like that game as well.
St. Mary's, they beat Gonzaga this year twice, didn't they?
Once. They split.
Okay, yeah, the game that I saw, they actually beat. So I picked St. Mary's in that because of that. Go ahead.
Back to Joe Dumar's alumni, McNeese State.
Okay.
They've got a guy by the name of Larry Johnson that I would love for you guys to check that game out. He's a hell of a baller.
Yeah, like McNeese State. I don't have too many crazy. I got Missouri over. I actually got Missouri.
I got Missouri too.
Missouri over Miami.
I don't really feel that's an upset though. I think Missouri's just better.
I got Akron over Texas Tech.
Yeah, I like Akron now too.
Akron over Texas Tech. That's not a bad one.
I'm not big on that one.
Yeah.
I like Christian Anderson, their guard. He's an absolute bucket getter, ISO ball scorer, can do it in the pick and roll, good passer, can shoot it from the logo. Yeah. I think that he's really going to be a tough matchup for these Akron guards. But the Akron guards want to shoot it and they want to score it, so we'll have to see.
Can some people give
Ohio
me
State.
some information about Houston? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
go
off.
ahead.
Can y'all give me more information on Houston? Because I see a lot of people got them in their Final Fours, and I haven't seen a lot of Houston basketball.
Hey, look, man,
The standard Houston team, good defensively.
Athletic,
They
great
choke
defensively,
teams
yep.
out. They have a couple more 5-stars this year because they're getting a little more NIL help. But it's a standard Houston team, in my opinion. Good guard play, led by upperclassmen. But
Kingston Fleming.
I just, personally, I'm not too high on Florida. Boogie Flan, I thought he should have stayed at Arkansas.
Yeah.
And
I think out of the 4-1 seeds, Florida is the one that pretty much everybody, not everybody, pretty much is the most they don't have in the Final Four.
Tough to go back-to-back, man.
Yeah, it is definitely tough.
One other game, the BYU-Texas game. Texas won last night. This is a
like
talented
BYU.
game. I like both of these teams so much. I'm not calling it, but it's possible that you could see either one of those teams playing Arizona in the Elite Eight.
I thought they were going to say Sweet 16. I'd be right in there with you. I don't know about who's their one?
So BYU Texas then has to go against the winner of Gonzaga Kenshaw State, which I think that they can beat Gonzaga. And then you're talking about Miami, Missouri, Purdue, and Queens. Purdue.
I like Purdue.
I do too. But I'm telling you, BYU
matchup.
Texas.
That's a bad matchup for BYU. BYU is so A.J. DeBanza. What? Dependent. Where? Yeah, I don't know what you're doing, Anson. I'll fix that in a second. They're so A.J. DeBanza dependent where I just don't think that when you play a team like Purdue who could prove that they can guard bigger, small forwards like Yaxel. Obviously, A.J. DeBanza is more physically gifted, but Yaxel, being an older guy, is still very crafty at his age. I think that that's a tough matchup, in my personal opinion, for BYU to get any further than the Sweet 16.
Let's go.
Oh,
TCU with the big three.
TCU
Takes
with
the
the big
lead by
three.
3.
There it is.
Yeah,
TCU
man.
making some moves happen. Look, let's get a quick commercial break in. As you figure that out, we'll get a commercial break in, pay some bills. We'll come back, talk more moments too. You know, we don't have to nerd out so much about what's going on. Tournament's just starting. Let's come up with some moments. What are the moments that you think about? I think between 4 people, we got 4 different areas of basketball. Let's see what moments we most resonate with as it relates to Ohio State. Right
what
back,
a shot!
Wow.
What a shot!
Wow.
What ad are we reading, Jay?
Sun Cruiser.
I got that.
There it is.
Listen, guys, you see it right in front of us. Every single remote that we do, we are sipping on Sun Cruisers. Real vodka, real iced tea, no bubbles, just a clean, crisp sip that's never going to fill you up on game day. Only 100 calories, 4.5% alcohol, perfect for tailgates, couch gates, or wherever you're watching any kind of football or basketball today. So this season, let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser and Woodward Sports, and please drink responsibly.
What about Planet Fitness?
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential with over 2,700 gyms around the nation. It's the gym for you. It's the gym for everyone. We're all strong on that planet. And that planet is Planet Fitness. There's no judgment here. Home of the judgment-free zone, as well as trainers on staff, and then gyms are squeaky clean. I'm talking about so clean. That's what you want when you go to a gym. You want to feel good. You want to feel inspired. That's what you can do down here. We understand that fitness is essential, so bring yourself down to Planet Fitness because we understand.
Help you. Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
When you have everything you need to get stronger, just around the corner, you can give everything you've got.
Just 30 more seconds.
With over 2,800 locations, there's always a Planet Fitness near you. Join the club today and get your first month free. Just $1 down, $15 a month. No commitment. Deal ends Friday, February 13th.
See what you got.
Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Hey, listen, if you're trying to get handsome and clean, there's only one place for you, and that is Lady Jane's. You can walk anytime, 10 to 8. No call needed. You're going to walk in, going to let our talented hairstylist take care of you and get you ready for the weekend. Hey, it's wicked awesome, Lady Jane's.
Who put this music in here, man?
I know, right?
This is vibing,
Hey,
man.
Ben Johnson, corporations, government, even your insurance company will do whatever it takes to minimize their liability and withhold your compensation. So when something goes wrong, make sure Ven Johnson is your first call and get that fighter in your corner. Contact Ven Johnson today at venfights.com.
We might as well give all the reads to answer, man, as we welcome you back to Art and Jake's out in Washington, Michigan, live on location, where they're doing an amazing job, and we appreciate them for letting us set up shop. We got a barn burner going on right now. Ohio State down 2 points to TCU, 4.3 seconds left. Ladies and gentlemen, will we get our first March Madness moment of the tournament?
Horny toads.
Here we go.
Let's go.
What is it looking like? I'm going to say yes.
You going to say yes?
I think I'm
You
going to say.
realize that's Ohio State, right?
I just said what I think is going to happen. I didn't say who I want to win.
Let's go.
There we go. There we
Perfect
go.
bracket, baby. 4 games in. Let's get it.
This guy. I think one of my brackets is perfect.
Yeah. So
one of mine is perfect
Yeah.
so far. Lions made some moves yesterday. We talked about the move of DJ Warner, defensive end from Carolina Panthers, bringing
Solid
him
move.
in. Solid move. Once again, another solid move. He's an edge rusher that can set the edge, also plays the run, has pretty good awareness.
Yep.
Smaller on the leg side. Had an injury, tore his quad in 2023. Has not been the same since. He tore that quad, but definitely a nice piece. And then today, well, definitely a decent piece. And then yesterday they also brought in Greg Dortch.
All I could hear.
Yeah.
100%.
That surprised me. I can't wait to talk about that one.
That did. Greg Dortch, he's kind of will be the Khalif Raymond heir apparent. It feels like. He'll be the punt return, kick return, and then they'll use him in some spaces on offense. What say you about the last 2 moves and kind of just the overall direction of what you've seen from Brad this offseason?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we saying it's solid with everybody that they bring in. That's
not
kinda,
everybody, but like that's
well, true. But that's been the problem of the offseason. Can you really get that excited about some of these guys they're bringing in? Not really. But as a Lions fan, I do like some of the moves that they're doing. They're supplemental moves. We'll see, what the future looks like. But at least they're doing something. So I can take that out of that. Wanham is a decent pickup, though. I was actually surprised when I went and looked at his stat line. Was pretty solid for the Minnesota Vikings. 2 8-sack seasons for him. Played 15 games for the Panthers last year. And he's only had 1 season in which he played less than 14 games. Yeah. And you talked about the injury. So I really, really like that pickup. He's the AQM replacement, but he's a little better than AQM because he's not one-dimensional. He can play the run and isn't bad at rushing the passer. Greg Dortch was the one that surprised me because he's a little bit better than Khalif in terms of pass catching and things of that nature. So I wonder, what does that mean for the share between him and Tesla? Because Tesla, he had a really good rookie season. I wish they had utilized him more. But going forward, I feel like Greg Dortch could be a possible wide receiver 3. I don't know how they want to utilize him. Of course, he'll probably return kicks as well. But it was an interesting move, but a good move.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think Greg Dortch is going to come here to be wide receiver 4.
Okay.
I think in wide receiver 4, depending on the opportunity, depending on the team, they still get a lot of burn. They still get a lot of usage. You look at Khalif Raymond. Khalif Raymond was wide receiver 3-ish 4 when he was here, and he had a lot of first down conversions. They found ways to use him in certain spots. So when you lose a guy like the shiftiness, the twitchiness of Khalif Raymond, his speed and kind of playmaking ability, even though he's not necessarily a featured player, you got to find a way to replace him. And bringing in Greg Dortch, man, that speed, that give you ability, and you see him put his foot in the ground, he can change direction just like that. So it was cool and good to see that. And obviously Drew Petzing, this is somebody that he's familiar with.
Absolutely. Just
like Khalif Raymond going over to Chicago Bears, who Ben Johnson is familiar with him. So I like to move from that standpoint.
I love the fit. Absolutely. I do believe he'll be the 4, but I think you're looking at a 3rd and 2, Dortch will be out there. If you're looking at a 3rd and 9, I think you're going to see Tesla. But there was too much capital invested in Tesla for him to stick at the 4 this year. Yeah. But Dortch is a professional. And, again, that familiarity with him and Petzing, I think it's a nice fit. And, again, I was surprised by it. Love it, though.
Justin, jump in on this one right now. Yesterday we talked about the Lions grading so far as it relates to the offseason. I think we went with C+ and said that was fair. If you wanted to give it a B-, hey, I won't, but I have no problem with that. With that being said, who are the best acquisitions of the best acquisition for the Lions so far as offseason? And in your opinion, what's the worst? Although worst is subjective.
Right.
I mean, the best is got to be Cade Mays. I think that's the easy answer, and that was the non-negotiable that we had to take care of this offseason. That position, we saw how vital it was, especially
give me a hard one there
for our young. I do like the potential of Onwenu.
Okay.
I think that because Panthers don't have strong edges last year, outside, including him, but when he was next to Van Ginkel in Minnesota, he had a lot of production. Yeah. And I think that to expect an uptick in his production would be fair. Yeah. And I think that that's going to be a quality depth signing. I get it's for the same amount of money as AQM, but maybe, Onwenu is a little more juice in the run game. AQM got bullied when it came to the rushing attack and had flaws in terms of his weight. Onwenu's a little bit heavier, so hopefully that translates. Bad though, I don't think there's bad. I just think everything's just mid. I I don't have a problem with any of them. That they're fine. Depth pieces, it is what it is.
Yeah, 100%. And the big thing with me as it relates to Wonham is I'm just waiting to see that quad, waiting to see what the production could look like. Because you're absolutely right. When he was next to Van Ginkel in Minnesota, it was some production there. 8 tackles, I want to say 7 tackles for losses, et cetera. But you're talking about 3 years ago. And ever since then, that's when the quad injury happened at the end of the 23 season. And you saw the production has tapered off each year since. So just very eager to see what that looks like for him this year. Anson, what about you? What about, and obviously Cade's the pick. Cade's the guy.
Yeah, we got to take him right off that one.
Cade should have been last year if we're having real conversation. Yep. That should have been last year. This offseason feels a bit like last year's offseason should have been. With that being said, name a player that you think was, you know what, I like this pick, and then name a player where you're like,
I do like the Wonham pick. I think that he's going to be out there a lot. But I got to be honest, the Roger McCreary pick, I think is a sleeper.
Yeah,
I think he's really adaptable. I think he can do more than just be a nickel guy. I think he can slide over to safety a little bit. He's got a track record where he's been around winning franchises. I like that kid, especially considering the question marks around our secondary right now. Hearing good things from Kirby, obviously seeing good things from him making his tour right now everywhere. It's Branch that really has me worried. But I like that addition. To me, your boy Vic Damone, I mean, if we're going to be not excited about a move, it's a guy that's probably a little more of a special teams hire than it is a guy that they plan to be out there in their main linebacking core often. But again, we talked about this yesterday. I think that the Lions in the past with this new regime, they have leaned on their 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round picks to make up the back end of their roster. And we've been forced into using those guys the last few years. Get some professional veteran football players for that back half of your roster. That's what this is. I'm looking at this list of players you got right there. That's what, aside from Cade, it all feels like, hey, we need our back half of our roster professional. Guys that can step in week 14 and not skip a beat.
Yeah, 100%. Since you took Roger McCreary, because I think that's a really good pickup. We talk about it. Sometimes you can just see film and understand somebody's a ball player. This guy's a ball player, the athletic ability, the physicality, being in the right place at the right time, just making plays instinctively. He's a ball player. So I appreciate that pickup. But since you mentioned him, I think Tyler Conklin. I think Tyler Conklin's going to be a guy, especially you use him in the middle of the field in those seams. Jared Goff is showing you over the years. I can count countless plays where Jared Goff is finding either Amon-Ra St. Brown, DJ Chark a couple years back, if you will, Jameson Williams. He's finding guys in that seam. That's the space that Tyler Conklin likes to work with. Also, he's an aggressive player.
Yeah.
He's an aggressive. He got attitude. He has moxie about him. He was a Jet. Also, he played with my brother up in Central Michigan. So I have a fondness for him and know who he is. So I like that pickup. Yeah. I think as a pickup, he's going to have that attitude. He's going to have that. Something about this tight ends.
Yeah.
Tight ends a lot of times will embody what a culture is. Like when you think of San Francisco, even though CMC is the guy, like the first person you think about is going to be George Kittle.
Damn right.
Like it's going to be George Kittle. So
Ty Conklin fits in perfectly here.
Head coach, former tight end. Shout out Dan Campbell.
You know who he also played with? He played high school ball with Easy. And, in fact, if you guys want to go to yesterday's heavyweights edition, they do have Tyler Conklin on the episode. Got him to call in and got an opportunity to catch up with our newest tight end for the Detroit Lions.
Now, you talked about moves that you didn't like. Did you have one?
Larry Bourne.
You took mine. You took mine. But go ahead. I'll let you go.
Well, Larry Bourne, you saw what he was last year. He just really couldn't find his feet. He couldn't catch a beat. And we dubbed him the Aiden Hutchinson situation, the massacre that was. And then when you watch film of him last season, he's just a guy that's out of place, getting beat from time to time. Like the majority of his snaps are him out of position or getting beat. And this is a guy that they're talking about potentially if the draft goes a certain way. Yeah. We don't know what Brad Holmes is thinking. We don't know if he's going to move up and do something. We don't know if he's going to move back. We don't know if they're going to maybe attack defensive end in the first round and move on. If they're going to attack free safety in the second round. So just not knowing. If Larry Bourne is the stopgap tackle that we end up with, I am going to be very, very, very frustrated at the start of the season.
I mean, it better not be that way.
Seriously.
This has got to be our Dan Skipper. This is a guy that's situational that, comes in and maybe covers a quarter for somebody that twists an ankle or something. But, if this is one of your starters, you're not going to be better at the offensive line than you were last year.
Especially on Jared Goff's blind side. That's the last 100%. Thing we want. Because a lot of people assume they'll move Panay over. We haven't heard that yet. Yeah. So I'm just going off, what is currently in place.
It's fans talking about that.
Yeah.
Not the organization.
True, but if it was a move that I would like that you haven't said yet, I would say Isaiah Pacheco. I do like the Pacheco move. It kind of surprised me when it happened, but you knew you needed a running back. You knew you needed somebody that can kind of make up the production that Monty was giving you, of course, before last year and everything that took place with the snap share. But Pacheco is really good if he can stay healthy, and I got to qualify that. If this man can stay healthy, he is an absolute dog. He runs with the same kind of intensity that you would get from a Monty. He's perfect in terms of, running between the tackles and things of that nature. Not to say Gibbs can't run between the tackles, but you want a more durable back that is capable of that. And I feel like, on the pass blocking end, maybe he's a little bit better than what Gibbs can go out there and provide for you. So I thought the Pacheco pickup is very, very good, assuming he can stay healthy this year.
And he wants to be here.
And he wants to be here. The passion, the fire, you love all of it.
Well, everybody wants to be somewhere where they're going to pay you more than the last place.
Well, that's a fact.
Let's keep it in perspective. But you know what? You shed some light on the situation. You shed some light. I think I do appreciate the pickup of Isaiah Pacheco because when you're trying to give him 180 carries, he's not that running back. And that's why he's falling apart with the Chiefs. And the Chiefs understand that. So since they're not giving him 180, they're not going to pay him for the 115 that they want to allot to him. So that makes him, on the move, not get back. You get him with the Lions. The Lions don't need David Montgomery production.
No, they don't.
That's what a lot of people in the chat, and I understand. David Montgomery was a damn good running back, 33 touchdowns in 3 years. Like, those are starting numbers.
Yeah.
Those are starting numbers, so I understand why people miss him. But for what the Lions are going to do with Jahmyr Gibbs, for what they're going to open up for him, you just need a guy that knows his role. You need a guy that's going to go out there, run hard, hit it fast, not necessarily try to hit the home run every time. When you watch film of Pacheco is getting north and south. Pacheco is getting north and south. He's running aggressively. He's putting his hands over the ball. He's not fumbling in the space. So for what they're looking for at the position now, Isaiah Pacheco checks all the boxes.
Perfect fit.
Would it be fair to call out Lions fans? Because the beginning of the season last year, everybody wanted the ball to go to Jahmyr Gibbs. Get Jahmyr more touches. Phase out Monty. And then at the end of the year, why didn't we use Monty more? So, listen, Isaiah Pacheco is not David Montgomery. So I don't see a lot of Lions fans getting excited about this. But if we get some vintage Pacheco here, I think Detroit Lions fans are going to love him because he's kind of halfway in between Netflix and Monty in terms of where he is skill-wise.
Yeah, and shout out to Stephen Baffy in the chat. Pacheco also has speed that Monty does not have and can be deadly in the screen game, and I definitely agree with that.
No doubt.
Let's not diss Monty speed too fast. Like, we've seen him go the distance.
Yeah.
For sure, a couple
He
of
ain't
times.
got that stiff arm that
but
Monty got. I know that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I would say Pacheco's quicker. Like, once Monty gets running there about the same speed, but you talk about quick, like Monty's not as quick as Isaiah Pacheco. He can get there faster to your point. No, but you make a lot of sense on that. It is the opening day for the March Madness tournament. We're sitting here live on location at Art and Jake's. Art and Jake's has a great menu, by the way, and great service. Shout out to Allie, who's been serving everybody all day. She has been great. But the food is good. I had a power bowl. Never did I think I'd walk into a bar and grill and get a power bowl. It was a stir-fry power bowl, vegetables, greenery. You know the things I like. I had a little bit of shrimp, I had a little bit of chicken, but it was fire. And I can't wait to get into a commercial break because I'm going to get back into it.
Yeah, and they brought it out quick. It's like you ordered it and it was right here.
It was too quick. You know how like that you know where sometimes something comes out so fast you're like, right. Should I eat that? But it was fresh quick. It wasn't sitting around the red light quick, if you get what I'm saying.
I'm waiting until post-show because I'm going to be smashing.
What are some – it is March Madness. It is the tournament. Like, what are some moments you think about when you think about March Madness? Take KG, tell me the top 5 moments that pop into your head when you think about the tournament. Just what are the first 5 things that you think about?
All right. I may not have 5, but I definitely got some moments.
I got 700.
Yeah, right. Steph Curry's Davidson run.
That's a good one.
That was a good one, man. Just watching what he was able to do. Getting him, you said what?
It's a Ford Field.
Oh, yeah, no, shout out. But no, that run was absolutely amazing from him. I think he got him, to the Elite Eight or something like that? Yeah, just for a school like that, and then Steph Curry making a name for himself. You see what he's done in the NBA to this point. Absolutely amazing. Of course, one near and dear to my heart, Michigan, man, in the Natty against Louisville, man. That goaltending, I still talk about it to this day. The goaltending that never got called. Trey Burke gets blocked at the rim, and they ended up losing that game. But just what a run by Michigan and those John Beilein teams during that era, man. But it's good that we got that back with Dusty, man.
I was having a conversation with a Michigan State person. I won't mention his name because he's on another network radio station that we don't necessarily like. And I brought that game up. And when I brought that game up, all he said was there was 8 minutes left in the game. With that
is
block.
true. It is true.
Here's what my counter was to that. As opposed to just taking it in stride and say, oh, well, you're right, there was more time. I start bringing up other plays that happened, like how Hancock actually got the foul with 2 minutes left in the game in the half, and they didn't call the foul on Hancock. They placed it on Gordy Jang. And by placing it on Hancock, who would have had 4 going into halftime, they kept him at 3, they kept him in the game. What happened in those last 2 minutes? He had 4 threes. So when Spike Oberg comes out there and goes ham and cheeseburger, he nullified all that. He shouldn't even have been out there.
That is a fact.
Glenn Robinson hits a 3 and 1, gets fouled, not called. Trey Burke hits a 3 and 1, gets knocked down, not called. And then you have 2 point guards that meet at the rim in beautiful fashion in March Madness Finals. And you call a foul. I thought that was crazy.
Insane.
I was so happy with the outcome.
I was at that game.
Man,
I crushed my
loved that
11-year-old
game.
dreams.
Brendan loved that game too.
Yeah, I bet you did. I got
right,
one
baby.
more
You
recent.
guys are happy when Michigan loses. Not necessarily
yes.
the case. But
Absolutely.
since you want to play that way, I got memories too. I was at a game too that didn't end so well for Michigan State.
Oh, yeah. I know you're talking about 08, man. Stop playing. You ran into Tyler Hansborough.
A buzzsaw. That's what you ran into.
Good old Ty Lawson and Tyler Hansborough.
They were down 34 with a minute and a half left in the first. And then they nipped in 2, and I want to say they went in at halftime down 27. But
that was a home game for Michigan State, too.
Yeah.
They was at Ford Field.
So you thought.
Yeah, true.
But anyway, I digress. I'm sorry.
We'll lose big early.
Yeah.
We will do that.
We
will do that.
18.
Yeah, it was bad.
Was it Steve Smith lost as a 15 seed in the first round, didn't he?
Yeah, you talking about
95
Speaking
or
of
something?
15 seeds, Middle Tennessee State.
Dude, never
Yeah,
count
right.
them out, bro. Never count
Remember
out
coming
Middle
home to
Tennessee
school to
State.
that
Nah,
one, 3 p.m. tip, just absolutely getting buckets all day.
what was-
Hairlines receding, buckets going in. Oh, that's just electric stuff.
That was
Michigan
a
State,
brutal one.
tears on the
Brutal.
ground.
Brutal.
What was it? Is it 2014?
14,
Yeah, I remember watching. That was the first time that they threw out that $1 billion bracket.
Oh, yeah.
That
Yep.
was that first year. That's
Perfect.
the only because I think Ohio State lost as a 2 seed in the first round. Michigan State lost in the first round. Somebody else blew everybody's bracket up. No, Ohio State was a 2 seed and lost. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Big Ten was strong that
Nasty.
year.
Last moment for me, though, more recent, 2021, Jalen Suggs. We remember his stretch down the stretch. He had that big 3-point buzzer beater to get his team into the Final
Is that
Four.
Ivy's buddy?
Yeah. So, about is that
All right, what about you, Anson? What you got for your excuse me?
2
Your
through
most
5.
memorable.
2 through 5 all happened in a 5-year stretch, right? Number 5, losing in '93 as a Michigan fan.
Look at you.
And then number 4 in '92, and 4 in '92 was the Michigan game, obviously losing to Duke. Loved the Fab Five, big time, absolutely loved them. 1990, I absolutely love that UNLV running Rebels team. They went undefeated, were able to cap it off with that championship, then they lost the next year, obviously, to Duke. 89, my old man who just left and walked out here.
He was looking good.
Yeah.
If you catch my drift.
No, he's always had an eye for talent, if you will.
Say less.
So 89, we were down in Florida, and that was the Ramil Robinson overtime game. That game actually ended after midnight, which was technically April 4th, my birthday. I was a Michigan fan. I apologized growing up. But nothing comes close to Harper's East Lansing 2000 national championship. I hope, and thank goodness our young Justin got to experience it. I wish everybody that got a chance to go to college got a chance to witness a national championship.
Skull Broncos. And also Michigan. I also witnessed that one in person as well.
You got 2 of those.
I got 2 of those
You got 2 of
things.
those
Come
things.
on.
Oh, you got 2 degrees? You get
I actually do have 2 degrees.
from the 2 schools?
No, 1 school. But do you have 2 degrees?
I went to Oakland.
Right, I was about to say, don't get up here
Went to
lying.
Oakland.
He was about to lie.
No, I ain't saying it, though.
The great thing about these March Madness moments is you don't have to have necessarily lived them because of all the footage, because of all the memories, because of all the stories. They still feel like you watched them. So
Yeah.
I damn sure didn't watch when North Carolina State beat Houston. But guess what? That's one of the greatest moments in March Madness. Every time you see it, and you see Jim Valvano, rest in peace.
Trying to find somebody to hug.
Trying to find somebody to show him some love. Trying to find belief that this was even real, that they could beat Hakeem Olajuwon and Clyde Drexler.
Five Slamma Jamma.
Five Slamma Jamma. So I think that's a moment that resonates. Jordan obviously hitting the shot as a freshman. This is an introduction to who Michael Jordan will later become.
Not worthy.
So
him and Len Bias?
Exactly. And Sam Perkins on that team.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, Len Bias, that was he would have been a problem for the Boston Celtics. But I think Jordan, I think NC State, Christian Laettner, how could you not go?
Man.
And Christian Laettner play. It's boring, it's overdone, yada yada, but it was a hell of a game for him.
Nastiest turnaround jumper I've ever seen in my life.
And he took his time with a quick hezzy.
I swear,
like,
bro.
He caught it. That's the crazy part about it. Grant Hill, you see his father's a football player clearly by the throw he made. Christian Laettner catches it. He's supposed to catch and shoot. Mm-hmm. He said, nah. I'm going to get a little hezzy, find the spot.
It's so nasty.
Christian Laettner.
So nasty.
Let's bring some of these into more recent times.
Yeah, I got a couple recent ones that I want to go after here. Dunk City, Florida Gulf Coast's run to the Sweet 16. One of the most electric runs ever, taking down number 2 Georgetown, and they did it dunking on everybody's head.
My guy,
and on top of that, another Florida team, Florida Atlantic University. I actually went down there and watched them live during this run when Dusty May was down there. And when they were that 9 seed and they walked through the tournament to the Final Four, that was some unbelievable basketball.
I got to add one. I got a chance to see Steph Curry play for Davidson down at Ford Field.
Oh, nice.
Forgot about that.
Respect.
That was fun.
So
hell of a run.
First one that KG said was a Steph Curry deal. But
okay.
Yep. Carmelo Anthony. That was my second year in Michigan, man. Watching what he was able to do, he was ridiculous in that tournament.
Man, what?
And people forgetting, the championship game, he had 37, 11, and 5.
Insane.
Yeah, 100%. Mario Chalmers hits the shot against Derrick.
Oh, yeah,
Memphis.
Kentucky.
100%. How about a shot that wasn't? What about Gordon Hayward's shot against Duke?
Ooh,
the half-court shot that went in and out.
That was crazy.
Would have beat those guys. That was a hell of a moment. More recently, Jenkins from Villanova after UNC takes, what did they do? They tied the game with 4 seconds left.
Yeah, Page, and then Jenkins comes down.
100%
How
nailed
about
the shot for
future
halftime.
Hall of Famer Adam Morrison's run with Gonzaga?
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be a good pro.
I didn't think good pro, but I tell you, he was a hell of a college player. Like
Really
that
was.
run that they had, him versus freaking the coach of the Lakers.
J.J. Redick. Yeah.
J.J. Redick. That's the season they were competing for MVP as well as
Redick is senior
they
year,
were.
boy.
Man,
That's when Redick came back though, because his junior year he couldn't create his own shot. So they told him, it was like, hey, you got to go back, learn how to create your own shot. When I didn't hate him when he went back and hit his own.
Of course you did.
We loved him. I'm saying we.
Yeah.
The white boys loved him.
Hated him.
Serbiak, man. Come on.
Him,
Great white
Grayson
height.
Allen, ugh.
Yeah.
Now, how do you feel about Braden Smith?
I mean, he's all right. He puts up good numbers. But
I mean, for me, I love Braden just because, like, that was how I tried to play, quick perimeter stuff and being smart. But I love his play, man.
he don't show up in big moments, but besides that.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Besides that,
does
he's
not.
good.
You guys want to carry this to the top of the hour and break, or you want to break now and just reload at 2:55 or so?
I have no problem. However, Justin, I know you in shambles over there losing bets, but where are we going, big dog?
No, I'm dialed in. We're going to
Clearly.
massage chair house. Well, I was going to take a break like 10 minutes ago, but you guys just kept yapping. It's not my fault,
excuse me.
Yeah,
No,
but
what happened was you jumped in before I was finished, and you kept
Oh, get on.
All right, well, I guess there's mutual fire here. Let me hear about Sam Adams and Pure Psychology.
pretty good.
Hey,
this is my
I
first
told
time
you.
having one of those cherry wheats. It is.
Cheers, my man.
Cheers, brother.
$5 beers still exist, guys, and they exist here at Art and Jake's. You can get them Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Fill your cup with Sam Adams Cherry Wheat, guys. No better place, no better time than March Madness here at Art Jake's. Listen, it's light, it's refreshing, it's brewed with real Michigan cherries, smooth enough to sip all game, win or lose.
My jam back in the day.
Sam Adams Cherry Wheat. Please drink responsibly.
And let me hear about Pure Psychology.
I will say mental health is very important. So when Anson does this read or whoever has it up, you know what? I'll do it. No, I got you. We talk about sports every day, wins, losses, pressure, expectations, but real life, it's not always so easy. At Woodward Sports, you're never alone. This is very true because we tend to be a good group of guys. You're never alone, and neither is your mental health journey. You have to treat mental health serious. We talk about Planet Fitness and working out because your fitness journey is essential. Well, mental health is actually even more important than your physical journey. With 16 locations in Michigan and 2 in the state I used to play in when I got drafted, they make getting help accessible and comfortable. That would be Ohio, ladies and gentlemen. If you've been thinking about taking the first step, visit PurePsychMI.com. Hey, I also seek help from time to time. Do it.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
When you have everything you need to get stronger just around the corner, you can give everything you've got.
Just 30 more seconds.
With over 2,800 locations, there's always a Planet Fitness near you. Join the club today and get your first month free. Just $1 down, $15 a month. No commitment. Deal ends Friday, February 13th.
See what you got.
Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Find your sun with Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Cold, refreshing, and made for moments like these all year long. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. Get ready for the ultimate sports experience. Join former University of Michigan star and NFL sensation Braylon Edwards alongside the charismatic Shep.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown Michigan!
As they break down the latest in sports like never before. Tune into the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards!
Weekdays from 2 to 4 p.m. only on the Woodward Sports Network. Don't miss out on hot topics, insider insights, and the banter that keeps you coming back for more.
Find your sun with Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Cold, refreshing, and made for moments like these all year long. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
Welcome back. Woodward Sports here live from Art and Jake's in Washington Township. First day of the NCAA tournament. We are here all day. This is the Braylon Edwards Show. He will be right back in a moment. And we will be joined by the golden voice, none other than Neil Rule. He'll be joining us some point during the show, and he'll also be here to watch that Michigan State game with you. But stick around. If you're not a State fan, we're also going to be doing the watch party for U of M as well. 4 o'clock till 10 o'clock.
Wow.
We are running
all
the
day.
heavies. The heavies will be here, a 6-hour live stream watching both games, so make sure that you join us. We're going to welcome Braylon back here in a second, but he is throwing down that amazing food here at Art and Jake's. We've told you guys about it 100 times. Best menu, best food around. Come and join us today. We're just south of 31 Mile Road on the west side of Van Dyke in the heart of Washington Township. How you doing, my friend? How's that wing? That dry rub?
Don't be putting my business out there, man. You know what I'm saying?
Let a man
right
eat a
around
wing
the
in
corner.
peace.
Wings are really good. I got dry rub. I don't like the sliminess of the sauces on the wings anymore. I feel like maybe I'm getting a little older, a little smoother.
Yeah.
It's a little easier to eat, man. Get a little Cajun dry rub.
Oh, yeah.
Maturing.
My apologies. Absolutely right. Jumping back into the NCAA tournament a little bit. Michigan State. two teams that people have going, pretty far. Michigan, maybe a lot of people have winning. Michigan State people have going to the Sweet 16. Some have them going as far as winning it all, as you saw Kenny Smith early on. What will it take for Michigan to close the deal, Justin?
I think it comes down to the play of Elliot Cadeau. I think, and Amon-Ra, because Mara's got to stay out of foul trouble. I think when Michigan gets into the worst position possible, it's when stretch bigs take Mara outside, he takes fouls away from the rim, and then it really costs them down the stretch because he is the facilitator without being the facilitator, because it's still Elliot Cadeau. I do like Cadeau's game. I feel like it's stepped up since Kayson's injury on the assist side of things, and he's got to pick it up for sure. But I think both those players are going to be X factors. Cadeau's got to be hitting his shots when he goes cold. Michigan seems to go cold when they need a big shot. And guards win in March. So Elliot Cadeau is going to have to be the lead guard, and then Trey McKinney's going to have to step up. He's going to have to find more of a slashing role to get to the basket and make some tough shots down the stretch, because he has the three-level scoring ability that you need to win in March. So it's going to be interesting how he's deployed by Dusty May.
Trey McKinney, that's actually a really good point guard. The Mr. Michigan last year in high school, state of Michigan. As it relates to Trey McKinney getting slashing to the basket, will he be the one to kind of make up for Kayson not being in the tournament? That was a big blow for Michigan, but they still finished the season with wins, finished strong, but they looked a little bit like there's some vulnerability in there.
No, he has to. Like, there is no other option. He has to step up, because what LJ Kayson was able to provide off the bench, it wasn't just scoring. It was a little bit of defense. It was playmaking ability as well, being able to get the ball to guys at the right times, to your shooters. Trey McKinney needs to be all that, and a lot of people believe that he has that ability. I do too as well. I think he's more, polished offensively than he is running the offense through him, but he absolutely needs to step up down the stretch. And for Michigan, what's going to be key is three-point shooting, because I said this earlier, they are at their best when they can get that three ball to fall, and that's going to fall on guys like, Namari Burnett and Will Shetter, Trey McKinney. These guys are going to have to step up and make big shots in big moments, and of course Yaxel has to be Yaxel. But if they can be efficient from three, then you get the full capability of what a Michigan offense can look like, and this is a team that averaged close to 90 points a game during the regular season. So I'm all in, man. If they can stay out of that, like Justin said, don't commit the silly fouls and the turnovers, Michigan looks as good as any team.
Well, there are two teams in the state, and the other one is the Michigan State Spartans. Top heavy, if you will, Cohen, Carr, and Jeremy Fears. You look at their three-headed monster, not necessarily as much on the depth as it relates to the last maybe 8, 9, 10 slot. Anson, what's the path for Michigan State to get to the Final Four?
I wanted to talk about Michigan. I'm not going to lie.
We've been talking a lot about Michigan. Go ahead.
I've watched more Michigan games this year
than I have
MSU games.
You and Neil, the golden conversation, if you will, he'll be in here soon. You guys are both on the Michigan team this year, so
which is nuts.
No, you know what that tells me?
Look.
That tells me I'm voting for Arizona.
Yeah, for real, because it ain't looking good.
Arizona.
I mean, at least in my case, and I think that this is the same with Neil, we love great basketball. Period.
That's fair.
We are basketball guys first and foremost. That team plays great ball. They are big, they're athletic, but they're skilled too. You've got youth, you've got experience. This is the trip up that could catch them, all right? In a game where they're close,
You're right.
whether it's an Iowa State team, which I think a lot of people are throwing them away, and they're a lot better than you realize. They've got a true big three. They're going to get a game.
Yeah.
And before the Final Four, where it's close, and if that three ball is not falling for them, they get seduced by it, they could get upset. If they realize that they can score at any level whenever they want to, they don't need to bail themselves out with three. They can dominate physically at all three levels. So I think that that's something that they have to look out for. I think that Michigan fans have to be wary of. In a close game, if those threes aren't falling, they can't fall in love with it. They got to find a way to win otherwise. Once we get to the Final Four, they're as good of a team, and their chances are right up there with anybody else to win the whole damn thing. In terms of my Spartans,
go green.
Go green. Go wide.
I ain't saying both.
They so whack. They got two colors. Like, come on, man. Go blue. It's nice and clean.
Go green. What do you guys have?
Hey, green covers all of y'all.
Yeah, blue covers the world.
Blue covers, man. Green.
I'm just saying, man.
No, when I look at this team, I hate their three-point shooting. I think that they're going to have a similar matchup like Michigan is going to, and where Michigan can bail themselves out with the 3-ball, Michigan State cannot. So Michigan State's going to have to bring a serious physical brand of basketball to the closer games after the first round, and they still may have to in the first round as well. Get to the basket, score at the hoop, rebound the ball, and play your ass off on defense, because nobody from the perimeter is going to bail this team out of a close game.
Looking at the games right now, most of them that are, the 6 and 11s or the Big C's, they're not as close as they once were. Outside of High Point and Wisconsin, who are separated right now by 1 point. Wisconsin 44,
I'm sick of
High
that.
Point 43. I actually had High Point in my bracket, so looking forward to see what that looks like. Justin, I'll ask you a question. What's going on with the Cinderella? Is the Cinderella dead in the NCAA, and is it because of the NIL?
I think the Cinderella is dead because I think for these mid-major teams to put multiple games together where they shoot at some egregious clip is the only way it seems to happen anymore, not because they have a better team like it used to be. Like I remember going back, there was times where there'd be double-digit seeds lately with Chicago that were just flat-out better teams than teams they played in the tournament. I don't think it's like that anymore. I think that the NIL era has killed that, and there still will be upsets. There still will be teams that go down when they have a cold shooting night, but I think cold shooting nights are really the only thing that really stop teams from making the runs that they should, at least out of the first weekend.
Yeah, I definitely think those Cinderellas are done because of the NIL. A lot of those teams, if you look at the St. Peter's, what was that, 2022 St. Peter's, and the run they had, in fact, you cracked the Jaden Ivey jokes. Well, they beat Jaden Ivey that particular year and Zach Edey. But you look at those teams are filled with guys that have been playing basketball since high school. They also played at St. Peter's. Those guys had 3-4 years of playing together. They had experience, and they were well coached. They were better than the guys that they played against because those guys didn't have that experience, if you will. But with that being said, now you can just poach.
Yeah.
Now you can poach schools. So as opposed to letting a player that you see, has some potential, has some talent, as opposed to letting him get 2-3 years within an institution, after year one, you're taking him and adding them. So you got the big boys like Dusty May in Michigan. They're like, hey,
where are you guys?
I was just about to say that. I was just about Michigan is the prime example of
last
coaching.
year, and it started last year with Wolf and those guys and what they were able to do.
It
and he
took them
continued.
a couple years to figure it out because
it
they
did.
wanted to fight the NIL. And now they're absolutely running away with it. You and I have had conversations off the camera. It terrifies me what that can do to the in-state basketball rivalry. Not just the football rivalry, because it hasn't been one for a while now, but this has been, Michigan State's basketball state
100%.
for a while. And what you guys have
Ever
learned
since
over these
Irvin
last
Johnson
couple of years,
won.
putting Wolf into the first round, I like him as a pro now. I don't know what Yaxel could be. He can be a boozer, like senior type of guy that gets slept on and comes out like a certain Spartan in Golden State, and really is effective. But Michigan, they've tapped into what works. They watched Cignetti go do it with football at Indiana, and if you can balance those young blue chips with a guy like Yaxel, a 24-year-old that's got a man body, you could be a tough out.
You know what I love about that, KG, is you bring up Indiana. Like a lot of people in the state that aren't Michigan have hated on how Michigan have won. Yeah. A lot of people outside the state have hated on how Michigan has won. Michigan's winning with the money. They're winning with the portal, as well as still bringing in guys like Trey McKinney, who are high school phenoms, if you will.
Backyard guy.
But you bring up Indiana, you get it. Like that's the game you got to play now. That's the game that Dusty May is playing. Like if Dusty May was having the type of success he's having anywhere else, it would be celebrated.
No,
but unfortunately, Michigan is a brand that you love to hate. And unfortunately, a couple years ago, they did something that people now have a valid reason to dislike them, if you will. So.
Yeah, I mean, it comes with the territory, though. I would much rather Michigan be in this position than to not be, because if you're not playing the game, you're not really making noise in the tournament, man. So I really like what Dusty May has been able to do. And like you said, NIL has kind of, even the playing field per se, because if I'm a player, why would I want to go to a big school? I'm fighting for minutes and stuff like that, when I can go make decent money at a mid-major, and I can go over there and be the man and put out as much highlight tape as I can possibly put out. I'm not mad at it at all. It's just a sign of the times. I don't think the underdog is completely dead, but it's on life support. It's absolutely on life support, especially when we get later into the tournament. Like Neil said, you don't want to see, in the round of 16, you don't really want to see these underdog stories. But early on in the tournament, people still get juice behind, these good stories. I think Miami of Ohio is a perfect example of that. So we shall see, but it's definitely trending towards a different look for how we view the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than having to see Duke play number 12 Northern Iowa in their Sweet 16.
Yeah, come on. You want best on best.
That's right.
Let me switch it up real quick for a quick moment. Based on, how the offseason is going for the Detroit Lions, just kind of following football, following the NFL. Let's do some odds on first through fourth as it relates to the divisions for the season. If I start with the NFC North, who do you think has the best odds to win the division?
I would either say the Lions or the Bears at this point.
Okay, what about you, Anson?
I would have to say the Bears based on odds makers. So, if we're talking about, experts picking them, I got to say the Bears are odds favorite.
What say you, Mr. Justin Satao?
The Lions.
He didn't waste any time on that.
He's a better. He already knows.
Since he didn't waste any time.
Neil's been saying it for weeks now. So
he won't waste any time. But let me just ask you if you agree. The Detroit Lions at plus 170 definitely are the tops in the division as it relates to the two early predictions. Second place, the Packers, the Bears, and then the Vikings.
Wow, Packers too.
What do you think that division looks like this year? Not necessarily what they said. What do you think?
That's a good question because you can never sleep on the Green Bay Packers. They've been the pride of this division for multiple years, except the last three in which the Lions have really dominated.
They haven't done. They've done a lot
year.
They've done a lot in the offseason this year, but they've also done nothing in the offseason this year. The only thing that they've added to the team is Zaire Franklin.
That's a good move, though.
All pro from Indianapolis Colts, 1,000%.
Big fan of him. But so you look at that. You look at Micah Parsons coming back. They're going to be a formidable defense. They did lose a lot of players, but you just never know. They got a good coach over there. Jordan Love is serviceable. He can win you games. I expect them to be a playoff team, but how they fare in the playoffs is a different situation. Ben Johnson and the Bears, you absolutely have to pay attention to what they're doing right now. Caleb Williams is getting better as the years go on. Ben Johnson, creative with the run schemes. You saw they were a top running team in the division last year, and the defense is the defense, man. Their defense, I know they lived on a lot of turnovers, but that's still a good defense. I know that's unrealistic to expect that back-to-back years, but that's a really good defense still. So I'm worried about them, man. Those are the two teams that if you're the Lions, you have to pay massive attention to those teams. And in terms of the Vikings, I didn't want Kyler Murray in my division. And it's not because Kyler Murray is this world beater or anything like that, but when I look at what Kevin O'Connell has been able to do with less, I think you get a guy like Kyler Murray over there that can, he's mobile. He does have a cannon of an arm getting the ball downfield. And you have targets in Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison still on this team, Hawk as well. So I think they could be formidable if they can put it together. And we all know what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball with Brian Flores.
The one thing about the NFL is a lot of fans, when they're watching the game, they tend to forget what people did. They tend to forget what got people there. Once they see a guy fall off the rails or once they see a guy, he's not going to the playoff, he's not good. A couple analysts have pointed out he's not this. He doesn't watch film. He's playing video games. He's at the end of a bench. Then that's how they see the player versus doing film. You're talking about the Minnesota Vikings who won with Brosmer last year.
Yeah.
They won with 9. Not J.J. McCarthy, but 9 last year. And they won 9 games to that appeal. You can't tell me that Kyler Murray is not going to come to a last-place team, since we talk about last place, a third-place team in the division, and not make them that much better. Yeah. So that's kind of how I look at that situation. What say you about how they got this rating, and where are you with this division? Lions, Green Bay, Chicago, and the Vikings. That's what the odds are now.
I think the Lions, and again, it's Kool-Aid in my veins. I do think that they are the best team in the NFC North. I really like the Vikings. If you look at what they've done over the last 5 years, there's 2 years where they missed the playoffs, and it's because of ass quarterback play. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
Right? They've got a great defense. They've got playmakers all over the offensive side of the ball. I'd not be surprised if they end up number 2. I think that the Packers are just the franchise that never goes away my entire lifetime, and I think the Bears will feel the exact same thing Lions fans felt last year. They're going to have a hell of a schedule. They're not sneaking up on anybody. You've had a full year to look at film and to figure out what the Catfish likes to do with Ben Johnson. So to me, I think that everyone's going to be picking the Bears to win this division, and I think that they will have the biggest fall.
I don't necessarily pick the Bears, but I'd say be careful about that because realistically, if we're going to compare them to what the Lions did, well, the Lions went 12-5, and then next year they went 15-2.
Sure.
So if we're going to be that, we can't forget what the Lions did after they went 12-5. So Chicago Bears definitely will be a team to watch. But to your point,
I still think 8 or 9 wins.
yeah,
But
eight or
it's
nine
going to be,
wins.
again, a very great
fall
division.
off. Yeah, I think, for them, realistically, just me, losing DJ Moore is going to be a bigger thing than they think, only because when you look at the plays that were made, the last plays of the game, DJ Moore is the guy making those catches.
Yes, sir.
Like, and he may be a situation where you're looking at 2 years ago, what happened when he left off the field and this, that, and the third. With that being said, when there was clutch moments, DJ Moore was the receiver that was being looked for, so I'm interested to see how that plays out. So, Tawa, we get from you a little bit, man. Talk about the Lions. Talk about the Lions and the division as it relates to right now. You're not necessarily eager with the moves that have been made by the Lions, so I think you might not have the Lions right now.
I need to see the draft.
Okay.
I think right now, if you were to force me to pick a division champ, I think that there's nothing with Larry Borum at left tackle. Good luck against the Vikings.
No, for real.
So
Every team.
I would take the Vikings right now to win the division. And at free agency right now, I would take the Vikings.
I'm with
I
it.
think that's tough to admit, but just being true to myself. Well, hopefully that they knock it out of the park in the draft, and the left tackle looks great, and then now we're in the right position. But right now, I'm not there.
I forgot who came out with this, but they had way too early win totals over under. They had the Lions at 10.5 this year, which is one game above what they were last year. Would you smash it over on 10.5 on the Lions? Fourth place schedule.
As of right, see, this is before you answer that, Anson. You gotta watch the fourth place schedule, Dan.
You do.
You gotta watch the fourth place.
Thank you, Bray.
You have to, because everybody likes to point out, you got a fourth place schedule. Pay attention to what these teams are doing in the offseason. The teams that you face in the 2026 season, they are not going to be what they were in 2025. So when you're looking at, we got the Titans coming up, they're going to be a different
The
Titans.
Giants on the schedule. That look a little different now.
The Giants had the third best offseason to me right now.
Absolutely.
In terms of the moves they're making. They're looking like a professional organization.
Finally.
And all of a sudden, Joe Shane doesn't look as bad when you add professionalism in John Harbaugh, who was ushered out of the door in Baltimore. And look at where Baltimore is now.
Yeah.
The things they got going on. So that last place schedule thing, yes, you're going to play some teams that aren't as good as the first place schedule. But those teams are reloading. Those teams are amped up, man. You see the teams that we have to play this year. You look at Carolina. You look at the Raiders. You look at, who did we just mention, the Giants. Shoot, even moves like the Jets. We're a much better team than the Jets. However, when you have 4 first-rounders, when you move this around, what does the draft look like for them? So
Preaching
be
the gospel.
careful of we play a last-place schedule. It's not always going to turn into the 2025 New England Patriots that gets to the Super Bowl.
It takes a very special human being to make Joe Shane look good.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying. It's kind of happening.
No, I'm liking that team. If they can stay healthy, Giants might win that division. I think it's them and the commies.
Let's do some worst to first. Every year there's at least 2 worst to first in the NFL, if you will. Who would be worst to first this year in the NFC if you had to choose it? What division would
Eesh, in the NFC.
Lions are low-hanging fruit, so they do not count.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Maybe the Panthers?
Panthers won last year.
You said what?
Panthers won the division.
Oh, they
last
did
year.
win that division. I'm trying to think NFC teams.
It might not be a bad division.
Yeah. I mean, you would look at a team like the Vikings with Kyler Murray. They are a team that could possibly surprise you. I'm trying to think of other NFC teams.
I'll start.
Yeah, you go ahead.
I'm going with the Giants.
Yep.
Okay.
4-13 last year.
I'm going with the Giants. I think there's a lot to be still figure out. Obviously, you have players that are coming back from injury, but I like the moves that they made in the offseason. And that defensive line was already really good. And you've added Tremaine Edmonds at the linebacker position. You've added what DB did they add? Alante. You added DB, so now you got guys that can cover. You have linebackers in space, so now you worry about your second level. And that defensive line is still really good. You got Burns on that team. You got Kayvon Thibodeau as well as Lawrence. And then you still have the guy that was looking for Lawrence Taylor's jersey last year out of Penn State.
My answer is not Arizona. That is a terrible franchise. I think the Saints will be better.
Yeah.
It's the Commanders and the Giants for me. One, Washington's going to be a lot healthier than they were this last year. They've
Especially at the quarterback position.
The big one. Yeah. And I think that they made some nice offseason moves. And we've already seen what that team, when they're healthy, is capable of. Love your Giants pick. I already like that team and the way they were playing. They were in games last year despite what their record looked like. And, again, if you can keep the CTE boys healthy, that's a big if. Boys. But, I mean, hey, those two guys, they love it. So if you can get those two guys, Scadaboo and of course, why am I blanking on the quarterback's name right now? Dart. Those two guys, if they can rein it in and they get their guy back, Neighbors, that's a dangerous offense. And now you look at a very good defense as well. So we've talked about how many times that NFC East, it's not one the same guy each and every year. It's always a different winner. We're going to see a different winner again this year.
I'll tell you another.
I do got another team, like in terms of just in the regular season. Playoffs a different story. The Dallas Cowboys. I
like the Cowboys.
Yeah, no, they've done really well.
I don't like the Cowboys. I like what they're doing.
Yeah, for real. But no, you got to give Jerry Jones credit for trading Micah Parsons and then doing a good job of just supplementing that defense, bro. I felt like, bringing in Clark and guys like that last year was really beneficial. Quentin Williams as well. I really like what they're doing this year. They tried to get in on the, Max Crosby sweepstakes. Didn't really work, but I like the outset of what they could look like this year. They were 7-9 last year. So
speaking of Max Crosby sweepstakes, because of what happened with the Ravens and him going back to the Raiders and him probably going to be a Raider now moving forward, I think there's somebody to keep an eye on. Kansas City with Patrick Mahomes being out. What up, Neil Rule? Shout out, man. How dare you go?
He
just snuck in here.
He did sneak in.
Real smooth, like, man. We got to get you up here. It's 3:15, but I like what the Raiders are doing. I think the Chiefs are gonna be a struggle team this year. Maybe figure something out later in the season. You see, they picked up Justin Fields. The Denver Broncos, I understand the Jalen Waddle move, and I understand how good that defense is, but Bo Nix is still a guy that I'm like,
I like him.
The jury's still out on him for me. And then the Chargers probably will, in my estimation, probably win that division.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the teams right here. The Raiders are very interesting, and I'm not saying that they going, worse to the Super Bowl with a rookie quarterback. You assume they take, Mendoza first. But I think that what they've been able to compile, especially considering the fact that you got Max Crosby back, Tom Brady's running the show over there. I really feel like, and it's not like they're devoid of talent. Like, they got Brock Bowers over there. They got some things brewing, and I'm really interested to see how it'll look like, once these next couple seasons come upon.
They got Boye Mafe on the opposite side now, Max Crosby. Yeah. So legitimately in the span of 100% in the span of 2 weeks, you went from no DNs to now you got Max Crosby will be healthy this year as well as Boye Mafe. They had a lot of moves.
They did.
They had a lot of moves that I like. But I think that Chargers move, the Chargers were – if the Chargers would have had their left and right tackles last season, the Chargers would have been the AFC Championship last year.
Yeah,
how the
I
AFC
believe
Championship was constructed. And to be honest, may have had a shot to go to the Super Bowl. So they added Odafe.
Boye Mafe.
Oh, the center.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah.
A shot. No.
No, that's Vegas did that.
Sconway.
Yeah.
Anyway, it'll come to me. They added a center, and they'll have Rashawn as well as Joe all back in a healthy situation to protect the quarterback. And no disrespect, but Justin Herbert showed me a little something last year.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He showed me a little something. He played physical. He kind of reminded me of the Stafford situations where, Stafford's a tough SOB. You may have liked everything that he did here, but he was a tough SOB.
Good running back room, Hampton and Vidal. Yeah.
So who's falling off this year?
I hate to say it.
Eagles.
Okay.
Yep.
Even though that's secondary.
Patriots?
No.
Put up double digits again?
Another AFC team.
I don't think Patriots make it to the playoffs this year.
Well, maybe not, because their offense is like, they still got some work to do. They just can't seem to get playmakers.
Romeo Dobbs?
Yeah, that don't do it for me. I'm sorry.
You legitimately have a team full of Romeo Dobbs already.
Like, that's number two. Them and the Bills.
Who is this?
Them and the Bills, who are my king of getting number two receivers. The Buffalo Bills.
Receivers.
I expect a slight fall off from them, man. I do. New coach and Joe Brady coming in there. I really felt like, Sean McDermott, you do give him some blame for what happened, but ultimately he put them in a better position than I think people give him credit for. And I just don't know what the Bills are going to look like this year, man, because defensively you still have some questions about them. And offensively, they got a receiver and things like that, but can they get it done when it matters?
Can they get it done when it matters? Speaking of that, the tournament is going, and we are live on location at Art and Jake's in Washington, Michigan, having a great time. Neil Rule is just pulled up, so we'll get him on the show in a second.
Sir.
But let's pay some bills, man. Who we got next?
Next, we have the lovely Supreme Lending.
Sound like you're about to do like the Love Connection. We have the lovely Linda.
Right.
Linda, would you come on down?
Door number 3.
And you know it's door number 3, right? Door number 3 was always the one.
There's more than 3 doors for you, Braylon. Don't worry.
You know what?
Keep
my business low.
Yeah, you're right.
Buying a home or refinancing is a big decision. Just like in sports, you need the right team behind you. That's why we are proud to welcome Supreme Lending and Woodward Sports to the family. We appreciate you got a chance to see those guys, and they are great guys. Chris and Chad, that is. As a full-service lender, they boast a 99% close-on-time rate and a 97% customer satisfaction scores. I don't know if you're into percentages. Last time I checked, 99 and 97 will do wonders for you. But here's a game changer. When you apply for an eligible loan, mention Woodward Sports and you'll receive up to $500 off of your appraisal. Once again, we always say we partner with people that will partner with you as well. Who we bring in, we bring to you. To score this deal, call the numbers on your screen and talk to Chad and Chris at Supreme Lending today.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
When you have everything you need to get stronger, just around the corner, you can give everything you've got.
Just 30 more seconds.
With over 2,800 locations, there's always a Planet Fitness near you. Join the club today and get your first month free. Just $1 down, $15 a month. No commitment. Deal ends Friday, February 13th.
See what you got.
Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Get ready for the ultimate sports experience. Join former University of Michigan star and NFL sensation Braylon Edwards alongside the charismatic Shep.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown Michigan!
As they break down the latest in sports like never before. Tune into the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards!
Weekdays from 2 to 4 p.m. only on the Woodward Sports Network. Don't miss out on hot topics, insider insights, and the banter that keeps you coming back for more. Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Yeah,
There you go.
there it is.
There.
Looking to take your relaxation to the next level? Visit Massage Chair House in Bloomfield. I have been to the store, legitimately, ladies and gentlemen. It is on Woodward. I want to say just after Long Lake, and it is an amazing store. Have all the chairs, different types of chairs to get you in the vibe. Appreciate you on that one, Brendan. Featuring top-tier brands like Infinity as well as Osaki. This is your destination for premium comfort and cutting-edge wellness technology. How many times have you guys seen Maz in the chair just enjoying? Look like he's having the time of his life. That is the massage chair that I'll also catch KG on occasionally on Big D Energy Show with the gentleman to my right, which is Neil Rue. Book your visit today at massagechairhouse.com or simply scan the QR code that you see on the screen. Welcome back. Still at Art and Jake's. We're still live on location. I keep pulling this thing back, and I'm going to knock these flags down. You see him? He's here. The legend, the man, the myth, Neil Rule. And we're also, this is your neck of the woods, bro.
That's right. It's my hood.
What's up, bro?
Yeah, it's my hood.
How
Ray, you
doing,
good, man? Good to be with
I'm
you, brother,
doing
for
good,
sure.
man.
Did you check in on the way?
I told him Bray's good.
Okay, yeah.
Appreciate that.
I had to make some calls when I got here. So.
Yeah, I didn't say you were good. I said Bray was good.
Okay.
I feel good, too. I feel like people saw me. They was like, yeah, Neil made the call. You good?
Yeah.
So how you,
Sienna's good. They're up 10 on Duke right
Yeah, I
now.
know, crazy.
Unreal.
Look at them, man, slicing them.
They've got some big wins in their history.
They do, actually, as a matter of fact. They do.
We talked a little bit about the tournament, and we'll get back into that. Yeah. Obviously, the big news of the day for Detroit sports fans, Cade Cunningham will be sidelined for a couple weeks. We don't know exact timetable on it with a collapsed lung. What were your thoughts when you first heard it, Neil?
I mean, we talked about it this morning on Big D Energy. I was like, is he going to live? Like when you hear collapsed lung, bro,
things of that nature.
Like they use the jaws of life to get you out of that
Exactly.
car. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I thought
News
right away.
update.
I was like, damn, is he like going to make it? Like,
he alive?
Is he all right? But come to find out, I guess it's like, and I did remember like the TJ Watt thing. Yeah. And that animal got back in like 3 weeks to play NFL football.
Yeah. CJ McCollum did it twice.
Yeah, like and I did, as people started putting it on social media and stuff like that, like it's not like common. No. It's not like a sprained ankle or anything. But I mean, I was just of the opinion like good thing it happened now, right? Because the NBA playoffs go on forever.
They do.
Forever.
Sponsorships, man. They got to get those dollars.
And I'm here for it. I profit from it sometimes. So, I'm here for it. But through all that, my main reaction was, okay, if it's a month, if it's 6 weeks, that puts you at the end of the first round. Like, you immediately go into damage control. Like, when can he get back? And now, too, the tough part for it is he's going to be immobile as far as cardio for 6 weeks, 4 weeks, and no one's talking about that. And you tell me, you've been injured before. You missed, I assume you missed time in the NFL.
I'm glad you brought that up. I was answering that same question in 2008, going into that season in training camp. Legitimately had Dante Stallworth after practice step on my ankle. And his cleat went all the way down to my Achilles. It didn't clip my Achilles, didn't cut my Achilles, but the gash was what it was. And this was like literally, this is the end of week 1 of training camp. So because Cleveland had staph infection and a lot of things like that, shocker, right? Shocker to have it in Cleveland. But anyway, I missed every week except for the week leading into opening game. And when I talk about being in shape all off season and doing all the things necessary, I'm ready to rock and roll. Now I got to sit at the house and basically do nothing from that time for another 3 weeks until the season start. When I played against the Cowboys, opening game, I was tired, I was winded, I was out of sync. The fatigue wasn't there, the rhythm wasn't there. It was not a good game, if you will. It takes a second to get back in that rhythm and that flow, and that's the most
I'm just talking like from a wind perspective.
That's what I'm saying. Like
just flat cardio. I'm not even talking about like the vibe or like being in the game. Like I'm just talking about just the
breath,
the physical capacity to play,
and then having to breathe through previously punctured lungs. You know what I'm saying?
Bingo.
So it's like you got to get back up to speed quickly. But how much longevity is he going to have in 48-minute game? Yeah. We already sit him for 4 minutes to start the fourth.
That isn't a Tuesday against the Wizards
in the regular season. That part, because the intensity definitely changes once you hit mid-April.
Yes,
right,
sir.
absolutely.
Intensity is going to change.
Shout out McNeese State, by the way, with the 12-5 lead against Vanderbilt.
It's one of my picks.
Shout out Joe Dumars.
Yeah, right.
That's my guy.
McNeese State.
But no, I was stunned obviously like everybody else, and then the more that I've heard about it. I know that we were out to Doc Pierce. Has Doc provided anything? I know he was like thinking about doing a clip or something like that. I don't know, but I haven't heard like a. Oh, thank you very much.
Ooh, look at that.
I haven't heard like a.
I didn't even see Neil order. See, that's how you know this is his hometown. This is neck of the woods.
Man, I don't got to say anything.
Hey, sometimes you want to go where everybody know your name.
Yeah, good friend of mine says say less, you know. So I say less. But no, that was kind of my take. I was like, man, if it's going to be any time, though, better now than in a week, I guess, or 2 weeks.
Yeah, very true. Give them more time to recover, the more time to get back. And then Cade's a gamer. You know, you don't get to the level that he's at. You don't get to mention in the MVP running. You don't get to turning a franchise around like he has done or helped do, and not be one of those guys that can play through some things. So I'm excited to see that. What about this tournament, man? This is your time, man.
I always talk about this. Like, Anson, you're a state guy. Bray, obviously, you went to Michigan, so you don't know.
How'd you know?
You don't know about mid-major life.
No.
You don't know about you show up for a game in November and DJ Carstenson's the ref and you know that you're already cooked, but you're getting that check so it doesn't matter. But most importantly, I've said this before, like my heart kind of breaks for you guys in that like you knew you were in November 9th. You knew you were in the tournament.
Yeah.
State, you knew you were in you're in next year's tournament already.
No doubt.
You know, I mean, that's Izzo's track record. You don't get to do like a whole season, and really, in reality, none of it matters because you got 3 games in March at some gym in Indianapolis where that is going to dictate your entire life. But that's what makes it great. That's what sucks about it, and that's what makes it great at the same time. That's why everybody loves championship week, dude, because the Furmans and all that of the world, like, they get their shot. So, I do. I do love it, though. Like, even as being a sports fan, like, this was my thing growing up even.
Okay.
I love the tournament.
Time.
Yeah, I love the tournament, man, because it goes all day. Like, anytime that, I don't know what talk shows are on CBS or whatever, but, like, anytime you're going to freeze out Judge Judy in the local news for sports, that's an important day.
You ain't lying about that. For me, the tournament, it was fun to watch as a kid, but at the same time, I kind of got away from it, and this is why. I love 2 schools as it relates to college basketball. I love Michigan, and I love North Carolina. When Michigan does whatever everybody remembers, one of the most famous plays in sports history, not just tournament history, the infamous timeout, Chris Webber. Well, that kind of jaded the Michigan experience for me. And if you think about it was like, well, I'm not saying I was mad because it was a bad call. It was a true call. But it was like, it broke my heart. We lost the team that also was cheering for North Carolina, but I couldn't say that openly. And then you just look at Michigan's track record in the tournament from that point to the rest of my life. Like, there's been moments, but as a whole, not necessarily great moments for Michigan. And then I felt bad for cheering for North Carolina. So, for me, the tournament kind of just was like, I'll support, do a bracket, have some fun, and see who's great. But I wasn't necessarily cheering anymore.
Bill Clinton in '94 sent you guys home early, too.
Oh, Arkansas?
Man, I hated that game.
That was 90 feet of hell. Was that Nolan Richardson?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They lost to UCLA,
and
right?
a certain champion Piston as well.
So
Corliss Williamson. Shout out, love my man.
Yeah,
love Corliss.
Corliss was legit. But no, this has always been it, man. And just all the moments and stuff like that, and the one shining moment video that comes out after it's over, and then watching the Fab Five.
First 3 that pop into your head.
The first 3 that pop into my head. I as a little kid, just me personally, I remember watching the game when Ramil Robinson made the free throws. Because that was like my first exposure to. We all do that shit in the driveway, right? When we're playing.
Oh, yeah.
No, but he did it for a national championship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that was crazy. And then that team with Glenn Rice still holds a scoring record for the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, he had
37. Lloyd Vaught.
Yeah,
37-11, 37.
Put
he went crazy.
5 NBA players actually in because
Lloyd
was
Vaught,
it
Terry
Higgins
Mills,
as well?
Sean Higgins.
Yeah. He went absolutely crazy. So, that was obviously a great moment. Some of the other stuff that was out there, I was a real little kid, but when Loyola Marymount beat Michigan to bring that the other way, like that was because
left-hand free throw.
Well, yeah, but I love that shit. Like how I like McNeese, like how McNeese plays. It's high tempo. It's full court pressure. It's move. Like Loyola Marymount, their goal was to shoot the ball within 10 seconds of getting it.
Bo Kimball, Hank Gathers.
You know what's so crazy when you go back and look at those games, you look at those teams, go back and look at those scores.
Oh, yeah.
Because you look at the scores now, it's like 56 to 65. Those scores are like 140 to 129.
There's a great 30 by 30 on that team.
Michigan scored 110, still lost by 30. Like, let that sink in.
Yeah.
It scored 110 and lost by 30.
Yeah, and like that Loyola Marymount team, that was great. Then obviously when he made the free throw, in the tournament, all that stuff, that was a lot of fun. I liked UNLV back in the day. And I always talk about this too, like
you mentioned that as well.
Like the Duke thing right here. People forget, like UNLV, they dump truck Duke, and as I always like to say, when Duke loses, America wins. But,
Amen.
But that UNLV team that was so great that beat them by 30, they were losing to Ball State. Yeah. In the second round, people forget that. They beat Ball State, I think, by 2 points. It was like 69-67 or something like that. Like, show me a winner in this, and I'll show you a spot where they got lucky.
Sure.
Michigan and Jordan Poole, they got popped by Villanova, but they almost
really
lost
show me a champion
game.
anywhere. Show me a champion anywhere in any sport, and I'll probably show you a spot where they got lucky.
That's because you have to give credence and you have to give respect to the NCAA tournament. Like, it's one of the only tournaments where the teams that you're seeing, like, you absolutely know nothing about. Like, I'm not talking about reading a game plan. I'm not talking about getting schematics and this is what they do and watching some film. I'm talking about actually playing it, knowing what that intensity is, knowing what they're bringing to the table, where are they flying in from, where are you flying in from. Like, the NCAA tournaments has so many variables and so many factors that weigh in on decisions. Like, I was looking at where teams are flying from, teams being, like, right around the corner from Buffalo and fly all the way to San Diego to turn around. And in the second round, they would be coming back this way.
Michigan's taking a bus to Buffalo.
Exactly. Shoot, Florida, if they play in the Elite Eight, Florida plays against Houston, who's number 2, and they play in Houston. So, like, just little things like that, like the factors are always cool.
No. Freddie Felt 313 in the Super Chat, by the way. Rest in peace, Hank Gathers, and the one-handed free throw. How about this? Kevin Bell, Neil and Braylon show. That's insane.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, I was waiting for it.
We've been excited about this combo all week.
Yeah, we don't get this often.
We don't.
No,
and it's crazy because people assume that we're like
mortal
some
enemies.
Bludgeon battle.
It's quite the opposite.
Yeah, no.
It is.
We get in the streets together.
It's an honor to be up here with you.
Away from the public eye.
Right.
I got a question for you guys.
Little bird, little bird.
What's the first tournament you remember watching? All right. What champion?
Shoot. It was, I got 2. I'm trying to figure out how they correlate. What was the one where UD beats UCLA?
94
or 5?
Yeah, mid-90s.
Rashad? Yeah,
mid-90s.
When they won, in 95, when they beat, I was down in. I was locked in. I watched Chauncey that playoffs. That series at Colorado. I was watching Chauncey in that one as well. But start to finish, I want to say when UConn upset Duke.
Okay.
Yeah, so like that mid 90s
yeah, like 98,
range.
99. Like, that's gonna be me.
Yeah, I would say probably that Michigan tournament's the first one that I
89?
like. Yeah, remember locking in. Like staying awake when my parents told me to go to bed and shit like that.
My babysitter across the street, he was a big hooper, and in '87 he had me watching the Danny Manning Kansas run. And then he was the one that got me into UNLV.
Right before I was.
That's another one of those 34 and 18.
Yeah,
he was
Danny
good.
Manning was killing.
Really good in college.
Former Pistons great Danny Manning.
Oh,
right?
I forgot about that. And Christian Laettner as well, man.
Former Pistons great.
I think the Carmelo run is another one too. Like, I know these are later, you know what I'm saying? I watched the tournament, but I wasn't following from start to finish. That Carmelo run, because we were a year apart as it relates to, I was at Michigan 01, he got to Syracuse in 02, the LeBron stuff, so that's around my era. So I was watching him the whole way. I want to see what Melo did. I watched him at Oak Hill when he was in high school. I went to one of the games, got a chance to see him. So I watched that from start to finish. So to see what he was able to do with that team, and they weren't necessarily that good.
I was pulling for them, and I've hated them since Ronnie Cycli.
Because that's true.
Sherman Douglas.
Oh, man, I hated that squad.
Or was it Earl Bailey?
Because they knocked out Michigan in '88, I believe, the year before. And I was mad about that, man.
If you take it anywhere past the timeout, like, I'm like, okay, sure. Like, I understand the years and people won. I understand the shots. I know 85. I know that's North Carolina State. 84 is Villanova, yada, yada. I could do the dates and the years. But the minutia in between, so that's right.
Real quick in the chat, by the way, Adiz 411. You're a valued member of the Woodward sports community. You know
which means some bullshit coming. That means some haters on the way. Spinny in the house.
Yes, sir. We're looking
Stick
good
around,
in
by
green.
the way.
Mo was good, my dog.
Looking real good in green.
Spencer Raxter, me and Easy for the Spartans Watch Party.
Watch
it's
out.
gonna be wild.
Brace
Let
yourselves.
the boy walk.
You're right.
No, but Adis 4-1, you're a valued member of the Woodward sports community. We love you.
But-
Absolutely, we do.
Shoot. It's the flip side.
Adis says
With that being said,
Duke is losing, everyone's bracket will be destroyed. And then under that, Elgato, you're a valued member of the community. You are. And Adis, I apologize. I read your message. It's actually Elgato's message. Elgato, you've been like a day oneer.
but
But you can't pipe in when Duke is losing in the first round and go, I had Duke losing to UConn. Elgato, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, come on,
You
bro.
can't, by proxy, take credit for the fact that they're losing to Siena. Right?
Yeah, like-
You can't.
So
That
I knew-
doesn't mean anything.
I knew
You
they
had
were
them-
going to lose.
you had
I
them
had
losing
losing in
5
Elite-
rounds
Elite
later?
Eight.
right.
4 rounds later.
They wouldn't go see each other for a while. But
I knew they were going to lose. I think a lot of people kind of like tipped off of Duke's bandwagon a little bit with the 2 injuries, obviously.
Yeah.
One, so Michigan has 1 injury case on, and you're like, they still got a chance, maybe not. You have 2. It's a serious situation. They lost the big man as well as the stretch 3, so we'll see how it plays out.
We got an update with 2 minutes to play.
Yep.
It was a tie game.
Wisconsin takes an 80-78 lead over High Point. 2 minutes to play in the NCAA West in the first round. They're playing in Portland. And it's always these weird places where this stuff goes on. Like it's like with games back in the day, games were in Boise, and then that's where
Where the hell is this
Iowa
place at?
State would lose to Hampton Institute in Boise or something like that.
Wisconsin's a team that can lose to anybody and beat
anybody.
everyone.
Yeah, you're right.
No
you're right.
doubt.
Can I say something real quick, guys?
Yeah, go
I
ahead,
got
man.
something serious I want to say.
Here it
Before
comes.
I get into it, before everything happens, obviously it's going to be a great day here at Art and Jake's. I just want to say rest in peace to Brian Pastoria. A lot of you might know him from being the lead drummer in bands like Adrenaline and DC Drive. He did a lot. He was a prominent face for the music scene in Detroit. He's one of my best friend's fathers. He opened his house to me as a child, treated me like his own, and he will be sorely missed. And to his sons, Dante, Anton, and Jeremy, I love you guys like brothers. I'm here for you whenever you need it, and we're all going to miss your dad, Brian.
Shout out.
Sorry for your loss,
Sorry for your loss,
Godspeed,
big bro.
Godspeed.
Yeah.
Godspeed.
When you move Spenny like that, bro, you know it's hitting real. You know it's hitting real. So absolutely, rest in
They
peace.
get excited over here.
Wisconsin was up 82-78. High Point makes a 3 with 55 seconds left. It's 82-81. Timeout on the floor in Portland.
Jump into a quick little bit about the Lions. I know we got a quick. I think we have. How many more breaks do we have?
1 maybe?
yeah, 1.
You
Keep it ripping. Just keep it ripping.
Okay,
Yeah, we
good.
can't keep rolling. We done
Look,
damn near did all
Yeah,
the
we've
sponsors.
read all of them.
3 moves by the Lions yesterday. Damone Clark, as well as Greg Dortch, as well as DJ Wonum. What say you about the moves by the Lions? Adding depth and adding pieces.
It's solid, right?
What I say about it is I'm glad the tournament's today, so I don't have to I don't have to go like a deep they're professional players.
Yeah.
The Lions needed professional players. They've had moments in this league where they've been good.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. I get the why. One, I'm like, look, they have a different philosophy. They don't have a fantasy football philosophy. Like they want a guy that can do a little bit of everything. And Bray, I'm curious to get your take on this because my biggest thing when we would do, I call them reverse shows, where we would look at what happened and then kind of take the reverse of it and figure out what changed and why it went bad. My biggest thing was it used to be a non-negotiable for the Lions that you don't run the football on them.
Yeah.
And then from about 4 or 5 games left in that season, the Pittsburgh Steelers came in here and smashed it down their throat. And I dismissed it at the time, like bad game or whatever, but then it became kind of a theme. And I want him to get back to that. Because Benny asked us a question. He's like, what's the one thing you want to get back to? I want to get back to the fact that you get about 78 yards a game rushing, and that's it. And, look, the Lions agree based on the Wanham signing, right? Like, they do. So, and again, the receiver they got from Arizona, there's your Khalif Raymond.
Yeah, Dortch.
He's going to be the return guy, so stop with the J-Mo should run back kicks.
Nope.
$30 million a year guy.
Yeah.
Come on, let's get real about it. So all in all, just solid pros, Bray. I'm sorry, I don't have some, prop bet for you to take these guys every single week. I don't. They show up and they play.
Yeah, no, 100%. As it relates to what they're doing this year, look, it is adding quality depth, things that they've needed over the past. I wish they would have done this type of season last year. It would have made me feel a lot better, but we can't talk about what was last year. It's this year. I want them to get back to playing that football too, but I think they got to assure this offensive lineup. They got to knock this offensive line out of the park as it relates to what are they going to add in the draft, what are they going to add in terms of when the draft is over.
And that's dangerous ground to be on, to where we say, hey, here's the draft, go get your tackle.
Well, this is true, but they put us in the position, this is what we're waiting. This is when they chose to do it, so we'll give them that credence, give them that respect, and see if they can do it. That defense, not giving up the run so much over 23, 24, and parts of 25, that's because that offense was so good.
Right.
That's because that offense was keeping the ball, scoring points, mauling,
top 5 every year.
Exactly.
Bates was burying
establishing their will, dominating you. To what happens is when the offense or the other team gets on the field, what do they have to do? They have to pass.
That's right.
Because they're down 20, they're down 15, they feel the pressure. So you got to get that offense back to a place where you're creating these same spaces to where the defenses that you're playing against, the other offense that you're playing against, they feel like they have to. They feel pressed. Because when teams press, they make mistakes. The teams that we played in 23, 24, and parts of 25 were pressing when they played against us, led to interceptions, led to sacks, and led to forced errors.
I kind of thought that when Ben left, there'd be a larger emphasis on building up the defense. The defense has largely been ignored. Obviously, we have Hutch, and we paid him. We got Aleem, and we paid him. They go and get their secondary guys, paid Kirby. But there's just been such a focus on the offense, always. Have we not been a top 5 offense in the last 3 or 4 years? When are they going to commit to having a defense? Because the last time I heard, defense wins championships.
No, it's fair, man. Like 100% it's fair. And to be fair to them, though, there were a lot of people at our network, chat people included, that were like, this has the makings to be a top 5 defense or a top 10 defense this year. And Kirby and Branch and Jack Campbell's taking a step forward. And they were not.
No.
They were, in fact, the opposite of that. So it's a fair point you bring up. Because the defense, that was my thing. Like, let me ask you this. Oh, wow, they did call it. High Point got the ball back on a challenge. They have it with 55 seconds left.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Wisconsin. And you already have one Big Ten death in the family today.
Yeah.
You can never choose.
I need Wisconsin, though.
I'm going to tell you like this. This has nothing to do with that I don't like this school or this state. You can never trust Ohio State in the tournament.
No.
Am I lying?
Unless Jim Jackson's playing for him. That's the only time you can. Or Lawrence Funderburk.
Or Mike Conley. And if that's the case, you can't trust him in the finals.
There you go.
Who did Scooty Penn play for? Was it
Indiana?
Indiana, that's right.
No, Scooty was Ohio State.
Yeah,
he was Ohio State. Yeah. Michael Red.
Him and Red together.
Dangerous. Oh, man.
Yeah. One thing the Big Ten had for a very long time, man, and they still kind of have that guard play used to be amazing in the Big Ten back in the day. Because that same era that you're talking about when they had Scooty Penn, Indiana had A.J. Guyton.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
A.J. Guyton, Scooty Penn. Yeah.
High Point can't get the shot to go. Now they're going to defend.
Come on, Wisconsin.
There is about an 11-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Badgers have the ball at the March Madness logo. They're dribbling it out, 13 on the shot clock.
Where's number 22 been this game? He was lighting Michigan's ass up.
I swear, bro.
1v1, number 2 to the rim.
Shot. Where's the foul?
They're not calling a foul. Oh, up ahead of the pack. The pack's ahead.
How many steps was that?
Hey, cool.
High Point takes the lead.
11.2
We got
seconds
Point
left.
takes the lead.
That was like
Wisconsin.
4 steps to the rim there,
Bro, how
too.
is it 10 point? It was just 11.2.
Because the clock keeps running when you make the basket.
You gonna blink?
They call timeout.
They added it back.
Okay, yeah, they put it back. Oh, real quick, guys, we have to give away Art and Jake's gift card to the chat. $25 if you want to come up with some type of trivia question or something to make the people work for it. We got to give it away.
Absolutely. I'll do this one in honor of Braylon right here. We have the live chat lined up, so we do, as a matter of fact.
Absolutely.
You ready to get this one?
Yep.
What NFL team does Braylon Edwards hold the single-season touchdown receiving record for?
I know the answer.
And I guarantee you the first person that puts a guess in there, it's going to be wrong. I guarantee it. It takes about 20 seconds to work its way through here. Just a fan. Wow, Wisconsin may go down. Rodney
They
Smiley,
better not.
Neil Flintown in the house. Go blue.
Jacob Craig, I did graduate from Michigan State.
I was just going to get you to that one also.
Yep. Shout out Rodney from Washington Township.
See, this is how you I'll wait.
I love Rodney, man, from Flint Town. I love him.
I do too. That's my guy.
That's my guy, man.
So Duke trailing 11 here with the ball with 25 seconds left. Vanderbilt trailing as well. Some upsets on the radar right now with High Point up.
Right, I was told upsets are dead. That's what I was told.
That's what I was told too.
God.
Here we go. Wow, what are you doing?
And Neil, you was right. El Gato was the first one, and he guessed wrong.
Yep,
we do have a winner, though.
We do have a winner.
Get this out of here. Get that out of here. Come on, dog. Let's go. Come on,
Block
dog.
at the rim by High Point.
Damn, man.
You see how you made the comment when he said that, well, I had somebody beating Duke down the line.
Yeah.
See, I actually had High Point beating Wisconsin.
See,
that's
then
how
that one counts. Yes.
We have a winner.
Gifted 26. You are correct, my friend. Gifted
ding,
26.
Ding.
You want to put the email address up there?
Yeah, I'm going to pin it for the people. Ooh,
yep.
Thank you.
So yeah, gifted. You'll have to send an email, and what they're going to do is they'll get that emailed out to you.
Yeah, send it Anson at woodwardsports.com, and I'll get that mailed out to you next week.
Anson will facilitate it. So there you go.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Wisconsin had a shot at it, couldn't get the job done, and yet another Big Ten team looks like they're going home.
Damn, man.
I keep hearing about it.
I heard this was the Big Ten's year, too.
Why Wisconsin right now, though? Damn, lose later.
Because it's Wisconsin.
You son of a bitch.
That's a team, again, can lose in the first round or end up in the Final Four, man. But
you guys love you tell me about Big Ten basketball all the time. I keep looking up at the screen, and they're all going home.
That says High Point.
It does. Braylon Edwards tried to tell me.
He did.
He knew.
He did, yep.
2.1 seconds left. High Point will go to the line. Opportunity to extend the lead to 3. Wisconsin will still have an opportunity to tie or possibly win if High Point can't put both of those free throws down.
Anson at Woodward Sports?
Yes, Anson at Woodward Sports. ANSON.
Who farted in the chat? Siena over Duke, please God, I'll convert from Buddhism if that happens.
11 points at halftime. That would be great.
What would be the percentage of brackets that are destroyed
Missed the first
if Duke
one,
loses?
and it's the front end of a 1-and-1.
Oh, it's a lot, bro.
It crushes all over, bro.
Would it be over 80%?
Timeout call by Wisconsin.
Probably like 70, 75.
What was that, Bray? I'm sorry?
If Duke loses, how many brackets? What percentage of brackets will be busted?
99.
I agree. I agree with Neil.
Yeah.
Nothing short of 97.
Yep. Absolutely.
You'll have the random 3% that
maybe have them lose in the
all
second
type
round.
Of crazy picks and figures it out.
South Florida's down 5 with 10.5 seconds to go.
And
Louisville has the basketball foul called already. They'll go down and shoot free throws. So it looks like Louisville's going to hold on and win. They were the better team. They were the dominant team the whole time.
They had what was their small forward was out with a back injury.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of people got a little nervous and put a little bit of money on South
Come
Florida.
on, Wisconsin.
TCU Siena in the second round?
Come on.
What would happen?
Hey, you guys.
Nah, man.
You know what I love about the tournament, Bray? I love the shot of the crowd when they lose. I love it. Dude. It's
so heartbreaking.
I love it, man.
I will always, whenever you talk about a crowd, you talk about someone being depressed, I will always think about Trouble with the Snap because because that guy in the crowd, like he will be a meme forever. The guy in the yellow.
You never forget where you was that day.
Look at that, baby.
I was surrounded by Michigan fans that day. It was beautiful.
I was in Ann Arbor.
Damn, it was beautiful.
That game was so crazy because I left. Legitimately, Michigan got the last stop with maybe like 2.5 minutes left in the game. They got the stop to get the ball back. I said,
it's over.
I told my boy Justin, who went to Michigan State, I said, let's leave now. I don't mind signing autographs, but if I can get ahead of it, I will.
right.
So I said, bet we'll leave. We'll walk out. We walk out of the stadium. We get out. We make it right on Main Street, man. And I'll just never forget hearing this noise come out of the stadium. But it wasn't loud enough to be Michigan.
Yeah.
It was like a faint noise. I was like, that doesn't make sense. And then I just saw a Michigan State kid streaking towards me. Took his shirt off. He was waving. He's got like an S on his chest.
I'm just like,
Wisconsin with the inbound. It's intercepted.
Wow.
It's over.
Wow.
Wisconsin is joining Ohio State
You fucking
and going
scrubs,
home.
Wisconsin.
Did they miss both free throws?
Y'all done whooped Michigan all year.
Oh,
and
they missed the front end, eh?
Like,
wow.
I hate Wisconsin so much. This just makes me hate them more. Like, I already hated them, but I hate them even more.
I'm glad
now.
we beat them in the tournament.
Yeah, man.
22 got hot for a second.
How can you guys talk about you guys tell me how great the Big Ten is all the time.
I tell you about 2 teams that are solid in the Big Ten. That's it.
I thought this was the Big Ten's year, though, man. I really thought.
I say football.
Oh, you thought this was going to be?
Well, yeah, because like every year we put a bunch of guys in.
Have you been saying that for the last quarter century?
No. I typically pick against a lot of the Big Ten, but this year I really thought they were going to have a nice run. I did believe in Nebraska, didn't believe in OSU, but I really thought Wisconsin was going to win a few rounds.
That's so weak, man.
Well, they're not.
But let me show the people what we working with at Art and Jake's. I got my Reese's cake here. Ooh. That looks good as hell, man. I can't wait to dive into that. Y'all missing out. Get down here to Art and Jake's. Unbelievable experience, unbelievable service.
I got 6 minutes till I'm smashing.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Smash that like button, guys. We appreciate you guys. We are live here at Art and Jake's. Right after this, we're going to be starting up with the heavies. They're going all night, both watch parties, Michigan State and Michigan. So stick around.
Neil with the heavies. You going to be able to keep up? I'm worried about you.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah,
I can't
I'm worried
wait.
about you, man.
Just watch out for their chat. Just watch out for their chat.
It's a different.
Warming, yeah.
It's a different kind of
very
chat.
different vibe.
God, this cake is good.
Absolutely. Woodward Sports chat thread. Alina, there goes your bracket, KG.
Yeah. Fucking Wisconsin, bro. It's cool. I knew I'd always hated Wisconsin. You know, me and my wife got an Airbnb up there. We were near Kenosha, and there was a guy that circled our Airbnb 4 times when he saw us on the balcony smoking.
He did what?
He circled our Airbnb 4 times. Mind you, it's like dusk. It's getting dark. He saw us on the balcony smoking, and he circled our Airbnb 4 times.
This is a white man, I'm assuming.
In Wisconsin.
What were you smoking?
You said what?
What were you
That's
smoking?
What do you mean?
question.
I only smoke one thing. What you trying to say?
That stuff.
Yeah, the good stuff.
That stuff.
It's a final.
Wisconsin.
Louisville beat South Florida 83-79. Shout out to my guy Isaiah Jones on South Florida. He was part of our tournament team that beat Kentucky.
Okay.
And he transferred to South Florida. Got a nice bag. So good for him.
It's the 4 o'clock shift.
You're right. For real.
What do you think of the BYU-Texas game, Neil?
It's fun.
AJ DeBond.
Do you think that the winner of that game can make it far?
Let me see. Where's that side of the bracket at?
BYU is very AJ DeBond dependent.
Beat Gonzaga? Yeah.
And then beat Miami, Missouri, or Purdue?
Texas, I mean,
I like that winner right there.
Texas could
Easy
do
in the building.
Easy in the building, baby.
Yeah. So you got to add context, though, because BYU's number 2 scorer is out.
Robert Wright?
Yes.
And DeBansta, though.
Yeah, 100%, but now they have to focus all on him.
Well, Texas got 5 stars across the board, though.
Yes, they do.
Like, it's ugly. Like, I get that it's ugly sometimes, but, talent's a talent. The size is the size.
I have Texas losing to Purdue.
Yeah. And just, I never buy Gonzaga, and I'm generally right.
Unless Adam Morris isn't selling.
Yeah. Generally.
Well, I was wrong once.
Yeah, you was wrong the one year, but yeah.
Well, everyone was wrong that year.
But other than that,
all right.
I've been right.
No, you have. I give you credit.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Hoof-hearted. Wisconsin just lost to a bar named High Point that offers a GED. Alini in the chat. Shout out Isaiah Jones. She knows. Freddie Felt 313. Never heard of High Point until today. I love March.
High Point is a bar in this area. Yeah. High Point Bar.
Oh, wow.
Shout out.
Rodney Smiley, Niels, where's Oakland at? Go Blue from Flint Town.
Ooh,
we got upset in the first round of our conference tournament. We were rolling. We were doing pretty well. You remember, we had the lead at Purdue in the second half.
You did, yeah.
We had UCF, who's in the tournament. We had them beat. Mm-hmm. I think we had a second-half lead against Michigan State at LCA.
You sure did.
You guys have a great program going.
We were there, man. We were there.
Shout out Campy, man. I love Campy. I really do.
Yeah, I love Campy as well. That's why I have no jokes.
Yeah. Like whenever you talk Oakland, I leave it alone.
I tried to get him to come out here.
Oh, man, that would have been awesome.
He had something going on, though, man.
That would have been awesome.
He'll do it, man. He's for the streets.
Hey, I spent a summer semester at Oakland. I got the gold going through my veins.
Yep. We got anything else to clean up before we dip out of here?
That's about it, brother.
That's it?
Are you prepared for 3 hours with the heavies?
I don't think he's ready.
I don't know if he knows.
I don't know if he knows. You get small doses of Spinny on Big D. This is different.
I would just leave YouTube closed, my friend.
All right.
Only the strong survive on that show. So
it's real talk, man.
Hey, sometimes you got to get out and you got to stretch the workout a little bit,
no,
right?
a little bit, yeah.
Right,
outside of your comfort zone.
It's a home game for you.
Sometimes, man, you got to hit that workout a little harder and ask a little more of yourself.
That's right.
That's very true.
So
out of that comfort zone.
Spinny during a state game, by the way. That's a different animal right there.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
This is the first time I've ever seen it.
Oh man, he crashes out heavy.
It makes sense.
No pun intended.
Par for the course.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate you having me on the show, big bro.
I appreciate
it. Was great having you, man. Very cool.
It's always a pleasure to have you guys.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be a fun day, man. Stick to Woodward Sports Network, man, we're going to be active all day long. Neil Rule will be here as well as the heavies, man. Yep. 6 hours.
Sun Cruiser Sam Adams will be here.
Sun Cruiser Sam Adams, 100%.
Love Sam Adams.
Cherry Wheat.
Big fan.
Appreciate you
Dude,
guys,
those things, they hit with the cherries
my first
on the
time.
bottom.
Yeah, that's the first one I had.
Yeah, it's good.
He
man.
popped his cherry per se.
We are.
All right, that's a good place to stop.
Come and see us at Art and Jake's, Washington Township. We're here until 10 p.m., guys.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be loaded up in the Michigan State Spartans watch party, the heavyweights, myself. I can't wait for this experience. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I can't wait either.
Well, see you
I'll
later.
be watching.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and